WIIFTBP and
WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
Maze Jackson. If you could make up a social media holiday, what would it be?
Randy said National Don't Let No One Put You Down Day.
No one. What you gonna do? So when they say something crazy, you slap them?
Be like me said. Remy said a Jukathon Day.
Man, we about 60 years old. I be done had a heart
You gotta get your heart rate up.
Okay, not that far.
All right, Mario said my favorite one. My friends and I do what we call National Call Off from Work Day.
As a business owner, I don't.
You don't like that? Yeah.
I don't like that one.
Because I'm the boss of this thing.
We got Marcus Garvey Day from Remy too.
Oh, Marcus Garvey Day. All right, what will we do on Marcus Garvey Day?
Call off from work.
I'm going to need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay?
Yeah, right.
Every black holiday has something to do with calling off from work.
You're cool. I'm out.
How about National Join a Positive Black Organization Day? Because I don't want to be recruited. I don't want to be recruited and the brothers be like, thank you. Thank you. How about National Tell White People the Truth Day? Tell them how you really feel.
You can't handle the truth.
Why don't we call that National Black People Get Locked Up Day?
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Hello.
The most dangerous show in the morning.
What about my love? Seems you have forgotten love. I do believe that something went wrong somewhere. What about my feelings? Do they mean anything at all? You got me so in love, I'm too blind to see. And that you got my love, now you wanna put me down. And that you got my love, got me standing on shame. Put your hands together. Put your hands together. Before you leave out the door, before you leave out the door, baby, won't you change your mind? Really wish you would change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, you got me standing on shaky ground. Now that you got my love, you don't come around. Now that you got all my love, you got me standing on shaky ground. Put your hands together. Put your hands together. Oh my, I had a conversation with her. This is how it went. Before you leave out the door, before you leave out the door, baby, won't you change your mind? Oh, Lord have mercy. 'Cause I need you and you need me. I know we can be happy. Just wait and see. Baby, won't you change your mind? I'll do better if you change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, got me standing on shake, yeah. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, you got me standing on shaky ground. Baby, won't you change your mind? Baby, won't you change your mind? Oh no, I've been hoping, baby. I've been praying, baby. Yes, I have. Baby, won't you change your mind? Oh no. I've been hoping, baby. Yeah. I've been praying down on my knees, praying that you change your mind. Oh, Lord have mercy. I'll do better if you change your mind.
WIIFTBP.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stoger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. In the building this morning, I'm feeling all right. You know what I'm saying? I fell asleep early. Excuse me, didn't even fight it. Did not fight the feeling. When the sleep came, you know how when you're a little kid, the sleep come, you be, no, I'm not sleeping. I'm going to sit up. I'm not going to go. Like you ever babysit a kid, and you be that, like sleep be at them. They be
playing the sleep game.
They be like, oh, no. Like you be like, oh, no. And then they be popping back up. Nah, then you be trying not to move. Man, I'm telling you. That's the old days as a dad.
I know some people get their kids medicine.
Oh, that's crazy. Then be wondering why they walking around here sipping. Be running around here creating early addiction.
Come on, take this NyQuil, baby. You crazy. You give them that little half a cup of NyQuil.
Half a cup?
Not half a cup. You know.
Oh, dog, you killing me. Look, Riis, a cap.
You know what I mean? Give me a half a cap. You know.
Are you serious?
Keep all the germs away. You feel me? You, come on and take this medicine. Trying to say, see, you don't got no socks in your feet. That's what's wrong with you. Boom, you take them two. You take that little shot, and you just
knock it out.
You just watch them just.
You watch it, and then 20 years later, they be like, laying, sipping on the lane, I'm leaned up. They be like, what? You be like, how you know about that?
Them rappers.
The damn rappers, right. That's what I would do. I blame it on the damn rappers. We're not. Anyway, they're not rappers, they're thugs. No, I'm just joking. Remember when they said that in the song? They're not rappers. We're not against those rappers.
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
But we are against those thugs.
Thuggish, ruggish bone.
What you know about the I remember the first time I heard that, my cousins from Benton Harbor, they was like, cuz, we got to put you, because I was the cool cousin. Mm-hmm. They gave me that mess. I was like, if you don't get, because that was during my Red Man, during my straight New York rap days. I was freestyling, doing the whole thing. Okay.
The deodorant dude?
No, listen, man, Red Man and Method Man, they had some heat.
First of all, Red Man, I gotta tell you that Red Man, Reggie Noble, I gotta put him in my top 5. Ooh, not the deodorant dude. I gotta put Reggie Noble in my top 5. In my top 5. Ruthie, you don't know about Red Man?
I just told you.
Not at all.
No, I'm talking about you talk about Red Man and Method Man. See, I'm talking about straight red. I'm talking about Dare's a Dark Side. I'm talking about, come on, man. Y'all remember Time for Some Action? Come on now. Y'all remember when Rap City used to come home and everybody used to come home and sit down and check out?
Okay, man, we know about the basement with Big Tigger.
Yeah.
We know a little bit.
Did y'all know about Chris Thomas?
Chris Thomas.
That was man. Y'all remember See,
who's that? Like she like Sway or somebody?
Ticket was you know what? I'm gonna move on. We always go. You know what? Y'all be around here ageist than a mug.
What you talking about?
Stop ageisting me.
You ageist.
Y'all ageisting me. I'm getting a new crew so I could be offended. Speaking of new crew being offended, did y'all see Dave Chappelle?
I saw the clip. I haven't watched it.
No. Right now, I'm telling you now, I don't really care what.
I can still hear it.
You can still hear it? Dang, I thought I turned it. Dang, damn it. Hit
the mute button.
Thanks, Reese.
You so smart, Reese. You got all the ideas.
Smart.
I mean, he turned it down until it was one notch. Though.
That's I got big fingers. All right, Reese. It must be Wednesday. Reese feeling himself.
Mace. I got you, Mace. I got you on this one. Reese, you don't even know what you talking about. You just ain't never had no new Mac with the slide bar, so you used to having to push that button. He ain't got no buttons over here. He got a touch screen.
So he don't know how to work the touch.
So it's a little, it's a little bit more.
It's a little bit more.
It's a little more technical with the swipe off.
Right, because when you raise your finger up, it don't necessarily. It could go all the way to the end.
He don't know about it, Maze.
So at the same time, you treated me and him at the same time.
She didn't.
No. She said, hold on. She said, hold
Team
on.
Maze.
Hold on, Reese.
Team Apple.
You don't know what you're talking about because see,
you just got to step your
game
game up.
You got the old one. Maze got the new one that he don't know what to do with yet. Okay, so he's thinking he hitting the button, but he really ain't hitting.
Nah, I bought it off.
So you just mind your business.
I bought the.
He got a big finger, like literally. If you like, it is.
I got it. It is, and it's and then it ain't like you. You know how the old days you could just push a button.
Maze, they don't know. They don't know, Maze.
Thank you, Ruthie.
They don't know, and obviously neither does he. Right? Okay. All right. Okay.
Oh, this must be Wednesday. Because somebody's smelling themselves.
The whole shot she was sitting at you though, but it's cool though. It's cool.
Ruthie is when I be like I can't figure this out, I be like Ruthie, just fix my phone, just make it do it. And she just be like, here, give me your login. Then I be like, just fix it, make it do it. She be like, did you know that they're tracking your heartbeat right now?
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, wait, what you mean? She was like, look right here. Ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. And I was like, Ruthie, they can't be tracking my heartbeat. And so she took my phone and she was like, look, here go the problem. They make it where it's hard for you to even find how to even turn it up. Right. And she told me about it. Hey man.
They don't understand, man.
See, man. I can't fight every fight, Reese. That's why. That's why Ruthie, we renaming Ruthie Ruthless.
No, we not renaming her.
We naming her street name Ruthless now.
You know I'm not ruthless.
Ruthless.
You know people been trying to give me that. It's just something about adding less to Ruth.
Oh, okay.
For a minute now.
Ruthie, give me some more. Ruthie Mo. Oh, see, there go Ruthie Mo. Give me some. Ruthie, give me some Mo. There it is. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl, Ruthie Mo. Ruthie, how you feeling this morning?
Pretty good. It's Wednesday. Just trying to make it to Thursday, then Friday.
I woke up today like it's not Thursday.
I know. Because it's kind of like we got it's like a little extra day they snuck in there.
Something, but it's okay because we getting it back next week. We not taking it
And
off.
there's a lot of fun stuff happening this weekend.
What?
You know,
don't forget. Hold on. Did y'all forget we got
I peeped it on the screen.
You peeped it. All right, I'm going to tell you, we getting ready to get fresh. We getting fresh this weekend. It's going to be on and popping. I'm just telling you because in case you did not know, it is the weekend. This weekend, we are having our tailgate. Reese, are you finding the crates, man? You got to call Wally. Call Wally and Eddie, man.
You just said you was going to have people bring us crates yesterday, man. Come on.
Where they going to bring them from? Well, where they bringing them at, Reese? We got to have them there on site.
They got to bring them to TP and drop them off.
All right, so do they know where TP is? It's at 5401 South Wentworth. In the back of the Dan Ryan Mall. Y'all go in there and check out Big Swill. He got all type of stuff in there too. Have y'all seen? Man, he got the raw cones up in there. He got the extended clip ones though. Like the ones you can't find. Like he got like the extended. Like dude be like, man, I can't find these nowhere. Excuse me. Then you can go to. He also got like the glow in the dark rolling trays and all that. Plus he got the WIIFTBP gear. Do y'all know that he sold out of all of the?
Support my Weed Man t-shirt?
No. You sold out of all the WIIFTBP camouflage. I didn't know I didn't know it was popping like that.
Yeah, my sister bought one.
I heard.
The camouflage.
Mm-hmm. Well, he just re-upped, so they coming in this weekend. So if you want to get your WIIFTBP gear and you don't have it yet, you can get it at the tailgate. You can stop in, support us, help us get that cracking. But, Ruthie, what you making on your side? I forgot you trying to play funny.
I might.
I
might pull up.
I'm feeling the kind of way. Like you park your car. You can. Hey,
I got a wedding this weekend. I might be, partied out.
don't catch the little thing that they throw Ruthie.
Ruthie, you gotta wear one of them things on your leg. You don't got to wear like one of them things all hyped up.
Like the bride.
I thought all y'all got one
for the bridesmaids.
Yeah. What she get y'all? Did she get y'all like a spa day? What she get y'all? She get y'all like a Tiffany necklace?
See, this is one of them weddings that was supposed to happen during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm. They done had a baby by now, ain't they?
Not yet.
Oh, damn.
But by this point, I think they just show up.
Oh, they was like, we paid for all of it. We done paid for it. You got to eat the food.
Y'all
okay.
just show up. We already living together. We got married already, but y'all come put your clothes on. We gonna take these pictures. And we gonna act like this.
They gonna get a photo booth?
You know what? No, I don't think. No. You know what? They originally wanted one, but
somebody told me we should get a 360 photo booth.
I was just gonna say that. You know.
I've been seeing those.
That's the new thing again.
Yeah, but I'm like, man, them bad boys. So I was looking at the 360, but you got to use it like 7 times to make it work. Make it worth its money.
Oh, you mean like not just?
Yeah, that bad boy like $4,000.
Yeah, right.
You think I'm playing?
I bet it
is.
Right. I bet it is.
There's the lowest one is 2,900.
And that's a small one. Right?
What?
And then you want 4 people standing on that bad boy?
Yeah.
Oh, cuz, yeah, you paying about 8,000, 9,000. What?
Yeah, There's enough room for really 1 and maybe 2 if you get the small one. You got to stand back to back, can't move too much.
Hey, Ruthie, I'm telling you like this. You pop them bad boys off for like $700 a pop. If I had a hustler in the family, man, I would give that to somebody and say, this your hustle. Just bring me mine back. But it'll be somebody be like, man, I done broke the camera. Man,
it don't come with no camera on there.
Dang.
Oh, no, like the one I usually see is you can usually program your phone to it. So you just put your phone on it and spin around.
No, I'm talking about the one.
Interesting.
I'm doing mine where I keep the information. You talking about, nah, homie. You put my camera on, punch your phone number in there. Beep, 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 and I can text you.
Interesting.
Hey, homie. Yeah, you see?
The leverage.
Riis!
The leverage.
Bingo. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Maze Ruthie around here throwing bombs. Riis! It's Wednesday, dog. I'm almost close to renaming this bad boy, but I ain't. I'm just playing. Riis, it is, it's a little early, so I still can sneak it in. This week on Wednesday. I said it quick. You said it. We go Wednesday. Riis.
Yo.
What y'all got in store for us? This ain't the off week, is it? Is this the spray down week?
It might be. I didn't want to bring it up, but unfortunately, I had one of my favorite cousins had a heart failure like 8 p.m. last night. So, and then it was like wasn't even confirmed with the family until about 3 this morning. So we still trying to do that. But yeah, I mean, like, we got something. So like I know. After I get off, I'm gonna stop by that. It's actually crazy. It's like how you don't know your own family. When I found out, I called him, and this girl picked his phone up, and I asked where he lived, and he lives 10 minutes away from me. That is so crazy, and I probably haven't seen him in a good. Like we talked on social media, but like not in person in some years, and it was kind of crazy because his mother had just lost his brother. And we don't know like what happened to him. We pulled him to his house about 16 months ago, and he was just passed out dead in there. And so she already lost 3 sons. She only got 1 son left, so I got to go check on my auntie. I just got to go do a little family stuff early, so I'm going to go ahead and knock it on out.
Oh, man, brother. On everything, prayers up to you and your family. And, man, if it's anything, hey, Riis, I'm going to tell you, you're a loyal soldier. So if it's anything we can do to be helpful, please let us know. Everybody in the universe, please send up a prayer for our brother Riis and his family. And put your dig down when you do it. Send one up. All right, it's the Maze Jackson Show, Riis. So but you forgot your signature, dog. You can't.
I'm blessed by the best. You know the rest, man. Even though good or bad, man, everything happened for a reason. I believe in it, so I'm blessed by the best. I just like you're trying to say, man, give folks their flowers while they're here. Any reason why you mad at somebody and their family, man, get over it because, man, they can be here today, gone tomorrow, and you can't fix certain stuff. So
that's real.
Man, family's family. We can't pick them. Sometimes they do something a little grimy, but hey, man, you can still love them from a distance, but take all that hate out your heart, man. There's some people I know that ain't spoke to people in years, And some of them even forgot why they mad at each other. They just know they mad at each other now. You know what I'm saying? I just know I'm mad at him for what? I forgot what he did, but I just know I'm mad. Like, come on, y'all, let's.
I usually write it down.
See, man, you a special kind of petty, Matty.
I don't even know if it's petty. I think I've been through a special type of situation. So I write everything down. Now, don't mean I won't forgive you, but it does mean that if you swipe from me before, I'm not leaving you in the crib. Hey, we can go meet at the crib. But I'm not going to see. And that's the whole premise of forgive and forget, right? Like I can forgive, but I'm not going to put myself in a situation to get got again. That's just that. Family, friend, foe, whoever. You ain't gonna get me twice. And if you can get me twice, then you got something way more important. You right? The only person that get me twice probably is my mama, my sister, my wife, and my kids. Everybody else, hey, yeah, look, all right? It's a lot of people in the world. Hey, y'all send it up though. My man Riis been dropping some little knowledge on people these couple days. Riis, hey man. For a dude with a blonde ponytail, would you sure be? You've been around Church Chicago just a little. They done woke off on you. He woke me up this morning.
I've been around church all my life, you know.
I know, man. Did you play the organ?
Nah, man. I was in the choir. I led one song. I don't know why I did that. And
you got tape of it?
No. I'm glad it isn't.
Man.
No. Listening.
You got see. Hey, you know I was the preacher's son, and I couldn't even be in the choir. I could star in the plays, and I had to do the Milli Vanilli when it was singing time. You know how they had the church play program every Christmas, and I always get the part. But when it was time to sing, they'd be like, "You stand over there." Oh, so I had to join the usher board.
You just couldn't sing.
Oh, I couldn't. You see, you hear me here in the morning, don't you?
It be all right.
Dang, Ruthie, you good. You good.
It be all right. You ain't no like Luther or nothing. That was Tony the Tiger.
Great. Hey, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Okay, I do got to ask, though. Did anybody see Dave Chappelle last night?
Not yet.
Ruthie. Okay, no, so black folks, I'm just telling you now.
Watch it.
Beyond watch it. So I cannot tell you how many times. First of all, it was an exhausting day. We did not get home until late. And we you know how, so I zipped through Chicago tonight. First of all, welcome to everybody from WBGX 1570 AM. We appreciate you all being here with us. Not like we don't appreciate everybody from Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch who are watching with us right now. But Ruthie, we came home late yesterday, flew through Chicago tonight. And then I pushed the Netflix button because I was planning on catching an episode of 30 Rock. And it was this Dave Chappelle thing, the closer. Ruthie? Actually, a lot of practical application. We're going to talk about it a little bit later on the show. I won't do too many spoilers, but we got to talk about it because I was in the mouth. Can I tell you that me and Carrie did this at least 20 times during the show?
Did he just say that?
Like, when you talk about sportsmen, like, I'm just here to tell you, I do partially feel like he had to be watching the Maze Jackson Show. I do. But I'm not that narcissistic. But when I say I felt like a kindred spirit, like he said what all of us are thinking out loud and said, and Ruthie, yeah. Anyway, you need to watch it tonight before tomorrow. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We're going to talk about it when we come back. Riis, let's get a little music, traffic, and weather, and then we'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality Black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe Black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that. starting with Black three-letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of Black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black youth events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black youth members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black three-letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 6:35 a.m. And I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area traffic and weather report. Over the traffic. On the Kennedy O'Hare to the Loop, 29 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare is 23 minutes. On the Eden, inbound from Deerfield to Exchange is 35 minutes. Exchange back to Deerfield will be 27. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop, 42 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 32. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 43 minutes. Outbound will be 37. On the Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 1 hour. 29 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 17 minutes to the Loop, 16 minutes back to 95th. On DuSable, Lakeshore Drive South is 7 minutes, 55th to Jackson, as well as Jackson back to 55th. And 8 minutes north Randolph to Bryn Mawr, and Bryn Mawr back to Randolph. Today's weather, it is currently 66 and cloudy. Today will be a high of 70 with a low of 64. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now here is Ease on the Maze Jackson Show.
I brush the crown and you keep calling me. Give you some love and you want all of it. I'm out here working, nigga, get a grip. I'm just trying to touch a million. You just wanna coexist. I say you clingy and you contradict. Give you my heart, you think it's counterfeit. Give you my word and you won't trust in it. What's the point of loving me if you don't know what trust is? I need the ease you give now. Please don't back down on me. I know you've got the attention I need. Put your pride aside for me. Oh, 'cause I need that ease. Put your pride aside for me. That ease. While I'm out trying to get that ease. Know that I need that ease. Put your pride aside for me, baby. You're insecure, it's driving me crazy. I'm trying to get it and you keep on saying you know my love is never enough. I put up with you for too long, now I'm over it. You want affection, I need money, I'ma call it quits. That is, that is. Put your pride aside for me. That is. While I'm trying to get it, need it. That is. Put your pride aside for me. Put it aside, put it aside, put it aside, put it aside, put it aside. Put your pride aside, put it aside. On me. Put your pride aside for me.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I am your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie, more in the building. Plus DJ Riis. I think he mad at us again, Ruthie. You
Because he won't turn his
camera.
camera on.
That's all right, though. That's okay. Ooh, I just pushed the wrong button. All right, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl, Ruthie Moore, in the building. Got my man, DJ Riis the Ruler. You know he is blessed by the best. You already know the rest. And me, Maze Jackson, doing my thing. It is. Hey, shout out. Have I been telling y'all that YouTube has been kind of starting to try to run away with it a little bit?
YouTube
yesterday, they was at like 170, while y'all was on Facebook at 140. I was like, oh. I think the more we talk about stuff ain't nobody supposed to be talking about, though, they be moving to YouTube. Because they don't want to be, you know, I'm going to tell you, I believe if we could make people anonymous, I think our Facebook would be off the chain. If they could,
you can't say nothing on Facebook, you know, you say anything.
That's the thing, though. I'm saying that and know if you could be anonymous. Because think about how many people wake up in the morning to watch and not say nothing. Right? Just to look, just to get content, just to be like, yo, that's why I feel like we gotta have a weed out process. Because like if you don't mean me no harm, if you don't mean me no good,
mm-hmm.
then you should just pay me I'm okay with you paying for the content if you're gonna use it.
Mm-hmm.
Just pay me for it. Get a subscription. Yeah, I'm saying, would you subscribe to see Riis in the morning? And Ruthie, I just show up if y'all subscribe.
Ruthie already told you what you got to do to get them.
I'm not going on. I can't. I got to work out to go on OnlyFans, y'all. I ain't gonna even lie.
No, you don't.
I gotta take my shirt off. I'm an old man.
Authentic.
No, I'm an old man, right?
It's called dad bod.
Right, but I'm not for the I feel like
you got the gray beard.
I
you
feel
got
like
a little salt and pepper. You could play it up.
I feel like it's kind of like when you say like the whole daddy thing. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
That has some real bad connotations to me.
It's a little weird to you.
It's like, the last thing I want to be thinking about is a daddy in the midst. And call me what?
A zaddy and a daddy. It's two different
That's
things.
nasty. What's a zaddy? I've been hearing people say that, but I don't know what that is.
What you talking about?
An old man? Okay, well, all I know is if that's on your list, I got questions for you. Like, if that's on your requirement list, like, call me daddy, I gotta ask. And now, especially after the R. Kelly, you really got questions. You got issues.
That's true.
And I think that's kind of crazy, man. Hey, man, I represent. In Africa, they tell me I have a success curve. You're like, you ain't in Africa, though. But no.
What is that, man?
In Africa, when you got a belly, right?
Oh,
they be like, that means you eating every night. They be like, I am coming to your house tonight.
I came with Ruthie, man.
I am coming to your house tonight to have some. Did you say we having steak?
Your accents be fluctuating. They be on other
I'm
continents. Like, just
now he Maison and
Maison. Hey y'all, I feel in an offensive mood today after Dave Chappel pulled that last night. I feel like we got the right to offend everybody. Like I do. Because after listening to him yesterday, I was like, wait, when he was like decades, okay, I'm not going to spoil it, but I am going to spoil a little bit of it, but I'm going to save it to 8 o'clock so y'all can tap out if y'all want to. But if y'all saw it, or and I'm not going to tell you the jokes, but the themes, the themes. Oh, my God. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Let me run through some of these headlines. Did you see the battling press conferences of Mayor Lori Lightfoot and Kim Foxx? I think the mayor is punching down on Kim Foxx. I learned about punching down yesterday on the Dave Chappel show, so I'm going to use that a little bit. Punching down. Do you know about that? You know what punching down is? Ruthie, you know about that? Nobody told me that was a thing. What you know about punching down? What is punching down?
You know, I know about it just from the context of, like, just because you can don't mean you always should.
Bam! Okay, well, that too. I think that the mayor is trying to make Kim Foxx the easy target of the violence. And I think that we're going to talk about it because she is punching down on Kim Foxx right now. And I just got to ask, do we want criminal justice reform or not? Now, I told y'all yesterday that whole mutual combatants thing wasn't going to play well. That's a poor messaging moment. But even if it's legal. But we really got to start thinking about, do we really want criminal justice reform or not? Because the mayor, I got to save it. Because the mayor be like, you could see the mayor like, we made it a practice of framing mugs. No, when you read her statements, and I got to tell y'all this. Let me say this very quickly, because I think I wrote her name down. Wait. Bear with me. Dang it. I lost her name, but I wrote her name down. There is a reporter in the Chicago Sun-Times we got to start watching for.
Ooh.
Her name is Cheyenne. Ruthie, if you can, go to the Sun-Times story on Marsha Fudge that happened, and give me the name of the author of that story. Cheyenne, I want to say Cheyenne Harris, but I feel like I might be being bogus if I say that. But Cheyenne, we got to start watching her because her stories you can distinctly, when I read the story, I was reading it like, this person seemed like they know what to be catching. And then when I got to the name and saw what her name was, I was like, and it's a sister too. So we got to check her out because that story she wrote about Marsha Fudge was something else.
Cheyenne M. Daniels.
Cheyenne M. Daniels. Yeah, we got to check her out. Y'all got to check her out, start subscribing, sharing her stories. We got to get her in here because we got to meet this reporter because two stories I saw where she wrote and she caught all the good stuff that I was like, dang, you caught that as a quote? We need to talk about it. So I'm going to build a whole little show around them quotes because it'll help you understand. It will help you understand what I was talking about the mayor punching down. Did you see you all know the White Sox is in the playoffs. I need some playoff tickets. Anybody going to the White Sox playoffs or got some tickets they want to go? You going?
Man, I'm still trying. I want one of them Southside jerseys.
I'm still trying to get a Southside jersey too. But I want to go to the playoffs. I think the morning show needs to go to the playoff show. I think we need to go. I really wish somebody
get. They're gonna be at.
We should go to Houston.
Oh, no, Texas. I ain't going to Texas, Maze.
You ain't having no babies,
but I ain't.
You ain't birthing no babies.
You never know.
Dang, in one night.
You never know. Then I'll be beat. Somebody trying to sue me.
Look, y'all, we gotta go see the White Sox. I don't know. We should take Riis because Riis be acting funny at the game. You know,
what he be doing?
He be wearing Cubs stuff.
He wearing Cubs get out.
Are you serious?
Not to the. I did that too.
I support Chicago.
See, he gonna be supporting from the TV. I'll be like, man, I would go get us box seats, and you gonna come be disrespectful like that?
How is that disrespectful?
See, I'm just see. Okay, there you go. See, Riis. See. You can't Riis. You can't come to the White Sox home like we get. You know, we can't be guests at Reinsdorf or something, and you come rolling in. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm a bad man. Like when I went to the Riis show, I didn't wear my White Sox. I didn't wear no Cubs, but I sure didn't wear the White Sox. But it's all good. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Check this one out. Did you see the story about Eric Ferguson in the mix? You know, remember Eric and Kathy? Then it became Eric.
Yeah.
Well, he is being accused of being. Now it's the third case of sexual abuser stuff going on with him. And they said he protected it. You know, Ruthie, I'm going to say this in a way that I hope I don't mess up. No, I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to move on.
Good decision.
I'm going to move on. Again, Cheyenne Daniels.
Yeah.
Did you see the story about, did you see the story she did on Marsha Fudge's visits? And did you see the contrast?
You know, she just graduated from Northwestern.
Yeah!
So she's fresh.
She got fresh eyes. They have not
fresh eyes.
She was out at the complex. Like, I really don't understand. So here's what I gotta figure out. Who were the people who thought that it was a good idea to go to Concordia Place for Marsha Fudge? Do you understand that they was like, just in March, Ruthie, you busted it all the way down there, but when you read Cheyenne's story,
Mm-hmm.
She talks about the people where had the Airbnb, the people that are currently there that they had on the press conference were staying in Airbnbs because of mold. And now they have plastic covering it all. And it was like, she wrote it like, here's the story. Black people, read this. Okay, I don't want to blow a cover though, because I'm scared they might. But hey, y'all, we got to start watching the Cheyenne Daniels stories. Straight up. Because both of those stories today, the one on Kim Foxx and the one, it was like she pulled out the best nuggets to exemplify what you could see in that story, like what we should see in that story. And if you read that story about her and Lori Lightfoot and what Lori Lightfoot said in the press conferences and in regards to this whole thing, because I do believe we got to talk about that. So we'll save it. What else do I have on my list? I said the Rap City returns, and J.B. Pritzker responded to Ken Griffin. Mistake number one.
Why is all these beefs happening all at the same time?
Because it's getting to be election time.
Woo!
And everybody got a stake they claim. I'm going to tell you. Now, watch how many more community forums we start to have. Watch how many town halls. Watch how many. Everybody. I told you it's Negro audition season. It's not just for Negroes, though. It's for white people, too. It's the Mace Jackson Show. All right, y'all. Hey, Riis. Wake up back there. You got your finger on the big button? Get ready, because I'm ready to do the question in a minute, because I know we already passed 6:30, so it's 6:49. So we got to do it. It is time for the Mace Jackson social media question of the day. Give me the big voice, Riis. You ready?
It's time for the social media question of the day.
Be ready. He asked me, was I ready? I say, if I'm ready, you stay ready. Man. It's the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Social media question of the day. Where do black people have the power to discriminate? Don't blink when I say that. I was just thinking about this. So Dave Chappelle had me feeling all type of black power-ish yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And then feeling all type of black power-ish yesterday. Did we take the soul plane off? We didn't. I saw somebody put an airplane up. So before I continue this, Riis, put the gas in the jets. Let's get this bad boy up and away. This is the Mace Jackson Show. We flying. We flying higher than a kite. That's what my cousin be saying, not me. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so, Ruthie. I was feeling very black power-ish yesterday after watching Dave Chappelle. See, that's why I got my African-American college shirt on. I was feeling, see the red, black, and green? You see Dave Chappelle flip this logo? He had red diamonds, green diamonds, and black diamonds.
Mm.
On top of some gold with a gold C. He was getting it. I don't know who picked that suit, though. But anyway, whole nother story. I was feeling pretty black power-ish after watching Dave Chappelle. Like, I almost felt like running around beat, like, oh. Like, you ever watch the movies and you feel like you want to be in the movie? Like, I was running around punching the air like, yeah, Dave, tell him these white people, then I was like, you know what, we going to show these white people. We going to show these white people that they can't have, that we going to discriminate against them and show our power. And I was like, we ain't going to let them come to our... I was like, damn, what we got we can't let them come to? Then I was like, they can't use our... And I was like, damn, what we got that they can't use? I was just thinking like, and even if we had some black, all black, I feel like if a white person walked in, people go out their way to make sure they felt comfortable. And so I just want to ask the social media question of the day. Where is it that black people can discriminate? We had a power to discriminate. Now, before you say, where the hell is he going with this? I think the ability to have something that others desire and the ability to control access to it is an opportunity for us to create power. I got something you want, but I get to decide at my whim whether you get it. And by giving you access to it, it allows me power within your realm. How the Saudis and the Arab countries do it through oil. The Mexican cartels do it through fentanyl that they using to kill y'all. The Chinese are now doing it through everything. And I was just wondering, what do black people control that we have the ability to discriminate against? And even if we did, would we? I was thinking about rap. And this is one of the main reasons I said I think Dave Chappelle was... To me, there was a time when we controlled rap. Now, not the money, but the product. And when we controlled it, at the point when we realized that it was something that we controlled, right? That was during, and this is during the golden era of hip hop. And you may say bad, things, but during the era of Rockefeller Records through Cash Money, when Master P first started selling, when Luther Campbell, right? When the people in play recognized that they controlled the product, we created a multi-billion-dollar industry. They said, we're going to introduce Eminem into the stream. Now, I'm just telling you, we got all black bosses. All black bosses. You talking about, they straight holding up the record companies. The record companies that had stole our publishing and all, they was like, you ain't getting none of that no more. They give you Eminem. Y'all say there's, Riis, could you open the door? We got a guest. Gian Foreman's here. Open the door. What do we control, though? So they give you Eminem, and we got ninjas around here talking about he the best rapper ever. Black people. You got Jay, you got Kendrick, you got all these people. And our power goes to, and then the next biggest dude who comes along, who they blow up, 50, gives his credit and props to the white boy. So the social media question of the day is, what do we have that we control that we can discriminate against? That we can discriminate with? Do we have the power to discriminate against anything? Against anybody? For anything? Like power.
I think we have the ability to make collective impacts.
I don't like how you said that. What that mean?
Like, I think we can make collective impacts. Like, I'll give you a good example. The NFL and the NBA boycotts. When they was about to, when they shut it down, at least for that one game, they was like, we ain't playing. Mm-hmm. That is power and control, because we know that, part of our culture is athletes, entertainment.
Okay.
And so I think that was really a moment that could have galvanized some collective action amongst black people.
I agree with that. I think y'all let Obama did. That's football. I'm going to take you to the NBA.
That's what I'm talking about, NFL and NBA.
Remember when they was going to shut it down? And the people's hero, the people's champ said, Obama told us we need to play.
That's what I'm talking about. That was an opportunity for some collective direction. Unfortunately, I do think that we do have major problems, though, when we do have to look toward athletes and entertainers to tell us, quote unquote, what to do.
I agree with that. I think that the most and quite frankly, they tend to be intentionally underdeveloped in their concern for our community in a meaningful way. I would tell you that most athletes, the whole play with the athletes is to create a foundation that gives you the illusion of doing, and I'm not saying that they don't do good, but they keep you in the basketball camp world, etc. So I got to ask you, though, what do we control that we can discriminate on? Can we discriminate in our own neighborhoods? We get discriminated on in our own neighborhoods. Think about that. People come to your neighborhood, open up a joint, and then be like, they treat you away in your own joint. Anything? Give us a call, 872-259-7474, 872-259-7474. Is there anything that we can discriminate on that we can use to control, to leverage power?
Our money, too, though.
How can we discriminate with our money, Ruthie?
Through collective action and not spending it on certain stuff.
Like what?
Whatever. Like, let me think of something that black people stop buying. Okay, so Jay-Z and the liquor. When he said stop drinking, what was it, Cristal?
And drink
mine. Like, so once it was eliminated from the cultural lexicon and it became person non grata, you see, ain't nobody. You don't see no Cristal no more.
We did. Only one time. Remember?
I remember at the place when they...
And we made the white people drink our leftovers. That was wonderful. That was the imaginary players moment. When remember we was at Chicago Cut and Don came with the bottle. We had Cristal and the white people was like, they're drinking Cristal. We was like, we had enough. Y'all want the leftovers? They was like, why, yes. Remember, and the white dude was like, because I'm trying to take both of them home.
My type of guy, but anyway, I mean, that's kind of crazy because he took that bottle and is doing COVID too, so you know he was taking chances.
No, he wasn't because they were extra.
I mean, but see, let me tell you something, Riis.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you what I learned when I went there. What? You don't got to touch that bottle yourself.
See,
you don't, and you don't got to. And if you do, you probably not getting the best service that's available.
Bam.
So you with Don, you ain't touching no bottles. You ain't even got to cut up your own meat.
Man, that is actually that is true. Huh?
I gonna feed it.
If you asked them,
I bet you if you asked them,
if you said I need,
but I would be taking pictures of you with a white dude feeding you meat.
It might be because you got a disability or something.
Nah, that thing.
White dude feeding Riis meat. I'm gonna take a video.
I'm gonna eat it too. Like, look at.
You know what? Thank you. This is the Mace Jackson Show. Hey y'all. You know what? In the building. Check this out, y'all. Shout out to my man, Tory Barrett, because yesterday Tory Barrett was listening to me snap. Y'all know I went off yesterday because, you know, and after the Dave Chappelle, I'm feeling a real black power-ish. I'm telling you, I'm feeling black power-ish. Ruthie, when he said the space joint, though, I was still too nervous to say it in public. But when he said the space joint, I was like, yeah, he's going to be canceled. But he ain't gonna be. He not getting white people. He not getting like mad people canceled. He getting top shelf canceled.
Dave Chappelle, he can't be canceled.
Yeah.
If you think Kanye can't be canceled, it's Dave Chappelle.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, and it was like I think we might see the only other freest black man besides Minister Farrakhan. Cause after that show yesterday, I was like, dog, they finna take your lunch. But Dave Chappelle was like,
they already tried.
And he talked about he said, and can't nobody front me because I had the bag and I walked away from it and I came back. And that's why I feel like I just so much. Anyway, it's the Mace Jackson Show. Look, y'all, in the building, though. Yesterday, my man, Tory Barrett, during the show, he was texting me. I'm like, man, you know how it be when people be texting me during the show, but we were talking about the police board. The president of the police board, Gian Foreman, said that he was moved after going through Holocaust training, and it created a level of understanding. And I felt the same way after that. But as needs to happen, instead of talking about it in the shadows, Gian reached out to me yesterday, texted me during the show and said, hey, bro, Tory said, I need to talk to you about what's going on. And I said, well, man, let's come on. When can you come on? He said he can send me some days. And he's like, I'll be there tomorrow. So up next, When we come back from this break, we are going to be talking to the president of the Chicago Police Board, Mr. Gian Foreman. We're going to be talking about these police relations. I want to talk about the Holocaust Museum and the training, because that got me off guard. But I think when we got this brother in here and he is the president of the police board, y'all remember last year during the uprisings, he, as the president of the police board, the police hit him with a baton 5 times. He the president of the police board. It was like one of them still OJ moments. So I got to recognize that the brother has a level of credibility, and still got to recognize he's a black man. And so I got to wonder how, after that experience, do we find this happy medium or find the integration between the police and the black community and rationalize it with the criminal justice reform, with all of the violence that is going on. Hey, y'all, stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to be talking to Gian Foreman, president of the Chicago Police Board. It's the Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back.
WIIFTBP.
The Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Church Chicago's Power Hour. I'm your host, Angie Mims, and
Terrence Keys, TD, a.k.a. Terrence Daniels.
I wish I had one witness in the house.
You got one. Got a couple of them. Got two T's.
Give me a testimony.
Oh, Lord. He's did it before. Oh, Lord.
I got one. Something better. I got 5 reasons.
5 reasons. Oh, Lord. He turned it around.
Turn it around. He woke me up this morning.
Oh. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Go
number
ahead.
4.
He woke me up this morning.
Come on, number 3. Come.
He woke me up.
Oh, Lord.
He woke you up.
That thing can touch you.
I'm
One
telling
of
you.
them 5s will get you. What's the second one?
He woke
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh my God.
And the number 1 reason.
Number 1. Final answer.
He woke me up this morning.
He woke me up this morning.
That's a testimony.
That's a testimony.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 7:07 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports traffic and weather update. In sports, I know it's only preseason, but in the NBA, the Bulls hosted the Cleveland Cavaliers last night as Zach LaVine would score 25 points in just 24 minutes as the Bulls will win 131-95. Now over to traffic on the Kennedy. O'Hare to the Loop is 40 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare is 23 on the Eden. Inbound from Deerfield to Exchange will be 46 minutes. Exchange back to Deerfield is just 27 on the Eisenhower. Thorndale to the Loop is down to 52 minutes. Back out to Thorndale is 35. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 55 minutes. Outbound just 34. The Bishop Ford, 1 hour from I-80 to the Dan Ryan. 29 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 22 minutes to the Loop. 15 minutes back out to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, 55th to Jackson is 9 minutes. Jackson back to 55th is 7. On the north side of things, it's still locked in at 8 minutes. That's Randolph to Bryn Mawr and Bryn Mawr back to Randolph. Today's weather, it is currently 66 and cloudy. Today will be a high of 70 with a low of 64. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now here's Valerie on the one and only Mace Jackson Show.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water and I think of all the things what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture. Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. But won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie?
to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stoger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steel on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let this give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore, in the building. She said I can't call her Ruth less. So we're going to have to keep on calling her Ruthie Mo. As in, Mo money, Mo money, Mo. Ruthie Mo money. Is that better? That's better than Ruth less.
I don't mind that one.
Okay, Ruthie Mo money, because she don't like Ruth. She said she can't put no less on the Ruth. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler, Mr. Party in the Front. Business in the front, party in the back.
Morning.
As well as y'all in the studio, we got I gotta call them the top shelf, top tier. What they call them, like A1 guests, you know,
upper echelon.
The upper echelon, you know, like let me tell you. So check this out, right? Y'all know I'm a funny acting brother, so I'm funny acting, you know. And I always be looking around and I be like, I don't know what about this dude, and I don't know about this dude, and I don't know what he heard. And sometimes when you enter into a universe, you don't know what a person thinks about you, or I tend to enter a room with a chip on my shoulder, right? Like, because I be like, who is, what is? They probably heard me say something. I probably talked about him on the show one day or something like that. But what I've come to recognize that that in our universe, we got to be able to dialogue. And one of the things that happens particularly in the space of, and I don't really like to even call them, I feel like I want to say conscious, but I don't really want to be in the conscious space, because when you say conscious, then it adds all of these other connotations, and you got to be black. And if you made $1 in your life, then all of a sudden you done sold out to people, and it's too complicated. I told you I was an activist for like 1 week, and then I had to tap out because I was like, it's too many rules. You mean I can talk to this person so I can make money, but I can't make profitable money. I got to do it through a social. I was like, yeah, I'm out. Tap me out. I'm just asked what's in it for the black people. And over the course of that time, I have met a variety of people, some standoffish, some not, but I tend to be funny acting regardless. Then I get a call from a brother that I respect. And y'all know I get a preacher's a hard time. But Reverend Edie has always been someone that, for whatever reason, I think I met him in the airport one time, and I met him on a campaign. And a lot of times you meet people on campaigns, and then they get all brand new after the campaign is over. You know, they get their big appointments, and they be like, oh, I don't remember you. Or Reverend Edie always would be like, and so I saw him, you know, sometimes you see people and you don't want to say nothing because you hope they might act like they don't know you. Then you be mad, and so you just, and I was in the airport, and I remember seeing him, and he was so calm. He was getting all up. I mean, we was all mad about a flight. He was super calm. And he said, Brother Jackson, I listen to your show every day. I love what you're doing. I want you to keep on doing it. And I was like, ain't you one of them preachers? I talk about preachers. He like, nah, Brother Jackson, you keep on. Had me come speak at the church in the pulpit. Almost converted me back. I almost went back to my roots, trying to sit in that pulpit. But when things started to happen, he said, and I remember when Superintendent Brown came, he said, I need you to talk to the president of the police board. I was like, man, dude ain't gonna want to talk to me because, you know, I be giving everybody the business. He said, no, you got to talk to this brother. And since that moment that we talked the first time, we've always had an open dialogue, right? I've always known that in the event that there is something I got a question about, I ain't got to guess, I can just pick up the phone and call him. So, brother, I'm not going to even lie to you. Yesterday when we went through the paper and we saw you said that, let me back up. Stop. Let me let you introduce yourself because we finna get into it. Hey, y'all, welcome to the Mace Jackson Show. Brother Guion Foreman, he is the head of the Chicago Police Board.
Yes, sir.
First of all, tell us a little about yourself and how does a brother get that job?
I grew up in Chicago, grew up on the South Side.
So wait, hold on. Because you know, everybody nowadays is a transplant. Now, I claim my Chicago roots via Bolingbrook. I ain't tripping. But you went to high school? You grew up here. You're not a transplant.
I grew up across the street from Operation Push. My Saturday mornings were spent at Operation Push. I grew up on 50th and Drexel.
Okay. All right. What high school you go to?
I went to Whitney Young.
Oh, God, you a fish.
Yeah.
Oh, God, the fish.
Every day.
You know what, though? Whitney Young has a rep. I got to give Whitney Young props at the University of Illinois. They did have a dominant presence. Talk to me about, so you went to Whitney Young. And then where'd you go to college?
I went to Florida A&M. I'm rocking the orange and green today.
Okay, fam, you. All right. And then you came back to Chicago to do what?
Yeah, so when I originally moved back to Chicago, I worked in marketing and ultimately ended up going to business school at the University of Chicago.
Okay.
I won the highest award that they had as a student.
Okay.
And I won the highest award that they had as an alum.
Okay.
You know, I try to always make my presence felt wherever I'm at.
Good stuff.
And but how did I end up on the police board? I'm currently the president and CEO of Emerald South Economic Development.
Shout out to that. Hey, man, next time we need to be on the Lift Up program. We need some internets around here, too. But congratulations on that program.
The point is that we're going to talk about this as we start to talk about the comments that I made. Mm-hmm. But the point is that we got to start chipping away at these deficiencies that we have in our community. Broadband should be no different from if I live in an apartment building and I got electricity and I got water and I got heat, I should have broadband. That's the point where we at with it. But I was volunteering at South Shore High School, working with 5 young men. 3 of them had been touched by the justice system. Okay. I was an entrepreneur from shorty days. Okay. And so the principal from South Shore asked me to come work with some of his young people. I started work with them. We started doing some businesses. My kids was making $400 or $500 a day in school. One of my mentors said to me, man, you need to be impacting the city on a bigger level. And I was like, all right, how? And about 3 weeks later, I get a call from Mayor Daley's office. I'm a Daley appointee originally.
Okay. Oh, dang. You know. All right. Who was your mentor?
Well, my mentor was a guy named Grayson Mitchell.
Go ahead.
Grayson was the former press secretary for Harold Washington. So then he called one of his people, Demetrius Carney, who was the president of the police board. And then I got a call from Mayor Daley's office, and they're like, man, we want you to be on the police board. I'm like, man, I'm a 35-year-old black man. You choosing the wrong person. You know, I don't know nothing about the police or anything like that. It's like, man, look, it's an important role. Kind of explain to me what the role is. The police board has 3 primary functions. We recommend policy. We deal with the most serious of disciplinary cases. Back then, it was anything over 5 days of suspension. Now, today, it's anything over 30 days of suspension. 30 days suspension all the way up to termination. And we selected 3 candidates for superintendent. And so I said, all right, well, look, you know, if I'm going to do it, then I'm going to do it and I'm going to be official. You know, I'm not coming in and you know, I can honestly say to date that I've never felt any political pressure since I've been on the police board. And so, so I served on the boards. I don't know, it's been 10, 12 years now. And ultimately, I've served as the vice president under now Mayor Lori Lightfoot. Okay. When Lori was the board president, I served as her vice president.
Okay. So what's the difference between the police board and COPA?
Sure.
And like there's a whole bunch of I feel like there's like a bunch of initial groups, and every time something happens they change the name of it or something. So I know that there's the police board.
Yeah.
What is that in relation to COPA?
So police board is ultimately like the judge and the jury of these cases. So COPA will go investigate cases where there's been an allegation of mistreatment by a member of the public. That's their job to go and investigate it.
Okay.
They put the case together, then the superintendent will ultimately file the charges and say, Officer John, you know, I'm recommending 30 days of suspension. The police board will there'll be a hearing, and it's our job to review the hearing. We watch a video, we read the transcripts, and ultimately, 9 of us, we talk about it.
Okay.
And we ultimately make a decision of guilty or not guilty. If guilty, what is the punishment? So
okay.
Internal affairs inside CPD, they also have a role, but that's more breaking internal rule. Internal rules is hard to say because it's all internal rules, but internal rules that's not dealing with a member of the public, that's internal affairs.
Okay.
Dealing with a member of the public, that would be COPA.
Okay.
That's a general kind of explanation.
Okay. So tell me where you were in this process during Laquan. What job did you have in
Vice
that process?
President.
And what was how did that play out for you? And one of the questions I gotta ask is, with all of the things and all of the history of policing and how it has negatively impacted black folks. You know, one of the things that I always just is burned into my mind is that picture of those police officers with the deer antlers on the little black boy with where they made him hang his head. I was just thinking about how much work it took to pose to take that picture. And knowing that history, talk to me about how do you make those two things jive? Because it feels like the police board, in some cases, tends to be, I don't know, in the past, it seems to have covered for the criminal acts in there. And as a police board member, have you ever, as the president or as
man,
a
I
member?
threatened to quit so many times, man. I can't even tell you how many times I threatened to quit. But at the end of the day, it's 9 individuals.
Okay.
Right? And everybody brings their own bias, their own perspective to it, right? I read one thing, I read it a certain way. I interpret a certain way. You interpret it a different way. And ultimately, it's the process.
Okay.
That was the case, that deer antler case, that was one.
Did you have to do that?
I had to do that.
What you do to them? Did you, please tell me you cooked them punks.
I don't remember what happened.
Okay.
I remember it was controversial because not everybody on the board voted guilty. So I do remember it was controversial.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, so you asked about Laquan. So I was on the board at the time, but not only was I on the board, I was the executive director at that point in time of Greater Southwest Development Corporation, a CDC on the southwest side of the city in the 8th District. So I know the commander.
Okay.
We get a call a couple of days later, Gary McCarthy, like, hey, we're doing a community tour. Come on out. We want to talk to you. And the words that were being said were beautiful words. Man, we need to make amends, community. And months later, we find out about this. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So it had nothing to do with me really as a police board, but more as a community member feeling like I was duped.
Okay.
You know?
Talk to me. So right now, and then I'm going to turn it over to Ruthie in a minute. So how we got here, and I'm going to be straight up, is yesterday when I read the comments. So let me make sure I'm clear. I was under the impression that the police had to go to Holocaust training because of the statements that the guy said about Nazi Germany and the shot. What's his name? Catanzaro. What brought this, elevated this to me, and I'm guessing, and I'm gonna tell you, I traffic in a little rumor and innuendo. So I assume that that Holocaust training coincided with some of that action that happened.
Consent decree. So as a part of the consent decree, police department has to do training, COPA has to do training, police board has to do training. Part of the reason you want us to do training is because it's our job to recommend policy.
Okay.
How can I recommend policy if I'm not a policy expert? I have to understand real issues. I have to get certain trainings. And so one of the trainings that was suggested to us was training done by the Holocaust Museum on policing in Nazi Germany during this period of time. And so you said to me, man,
what can the Holocausters tell us? And let me make sure I get that right, because
I'm gonna break it down for you. I'm gonna break it down for you. So I was asking myself the same question, but so it during the Holocaust, it was multiple kinds of police. A lot of us, we heard of the term the stormtroopers. That was one of them. But they had 3 or 4 different kinds. They each had different roles. You could say that that's CPD or the county police or the state police or the blue shirts or the white shirts, right? Okay. And they kind of broke it down for us like that. The laws were written to say it's okay to burn a church, but it's not okay but you got to save the Torah, right? And so they broke down little things. It's okay to arrest a Jew under the age of 35, but if it's an old person, leave them alone. Or it's okay to arrest somebody in this neighborhood, but not in that neighborhood. And so the parallels to the things that we see in our communities, right? A police officer, if he saw an injustice, he could just say, yo, I don't feel good about this. I want to go to a different position. He didn't have to go report somebody, right? If the rule said it's okay to burn a church, and he stopped somebody from burning the church, does that make him a hero? You know? And so it was no good answers, right? But it made you really question, like, are the laws really set up appropriately? Are the police enforcing laws that are appropriate? You know, I heard it on the song. So much been done to us that we got lactose, right? And so that was a part of what I got from the training, to think about the parallels of those things, how injustices were done then, how it was state supported, and how do we not let those kind of things happen again? I think it's some of the things that you speak about regularly that we run into.
So I'm gonna ask this, and then I'm gonna let Ruthie talk too. So I here's one of my challenges, and this is me and you. You have a level of status that transcends blackness in the city, and doesn't take away from you being black, right? As the head of the police board, that joint.
I'm gonna stop you. I know this is your show. I'm gonna stop you for a second.
Go ahead.
About 2 months ago, I had a meeting with the mayor.
Mm-hmm.
I go into City Hall. How you doing? I have a meeting with the mayor's office. Let me see your ID. Police officer's like, you have a meeting with the mayor's office. I said, yeah. I said, okay. Who at the mayor's office? I said, the mayor. He calls upstairs. Meeting for Guion Foreman? No, nothing on the list. I said, tell him it's Guion Foreman, president of the police board. He hangs up the phone. Sir, this is a serious problem. You're impersonating a city official. Sir. Right? So, not really. Not really. I run into the same thing everybody else runs into.
So, no, but that's not where I was going. So, I think that, Guion, you are, first of all, let me just say that your reputation in the universe is impeccable. Like, from the old man to everybody I talk to, and it's part of why we got to have this dialogue, because I would tell you, Black Chicago, this brother is on our team. I've seen it in many occasions and circumstances. For me, and I think where we hear specifically on What's in It for the Black People media, you have a position that transcends everything. Like, transcends Black, white, Asian, Latino. You got 9 members on the board, but that's whole to reflect the diversity of the city. It is a challenge when, with the history of slavery, with the history of just how we've been treated, the lynchings, the museum. For me, what jumped out, and it blows me that the paper reported, if that's what they reported on the story, it blows me that when we got the platform, it almost felt like the credibility of our pain had to come through the Holocaust Museum, as compared to like, hey, Joe, we got our own damn story. I don't need to talk about. And when I read, being in the Holocaust Museum helped me understand. And I'm like, man, we seen this brother get his butt kicked by the same police that he the chairman, as you telling me this. And so understand that for me.
Yeah.
You are one of our shining lights. And I know you can't walk around and be like, I am black man. But I do believe that when there are opportunities like this, it's important because it makes white folks comfortable to talk about the Holocaust because they've already accepted that, right? Yeah. But they still ain't acknowledging the slavery, the road. They be like, get over it. And so that to me was the challenge. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. Hey, yo, the brother hit me up like, you know how most people be like, I don't forget him. Wasn't no like negative. It was like, let me come on the show. Let's talk about it. So I appreciate that part. Yeah, and I think we got to be able to have these intellectual debates. But I think that's my issue with that.
Yeah, so the question that was asked was really about, the consent decree and the trainings that we're doing. And I said we just had a training last week. So that was the context of how it came up, right? I do think it was an incredible training. I think that perhaps we need to have the similar kind of training.
Do we have one?
Now that I don't know. So this is something that I will take it upon myself to find out, to see if we have one, because it was such an incredible training. I think it should be a mandatory training for police. I think it should be a mandatory training for elected officials, right? And so if we have one that talks about the history of policing with black people, that should be a mandatory. I don't know. I ain't seen the training, so I can't say it should be mandatory, but I found this to be super informative.
So I would just say that you have the power to flex.
Yeah, absolutely.
And say, if they got this, what I'm saying is, in Chicago, we are not worried about the police shooting down Jewish guys. Not right now.
Yeah.
What we are worried about is them shooting down black folks, and we've seen it on tape. And so for me, you have the power, and we'll get behind you. But they got to find something that's informed on our history because, again, when we tell it through that perspective, they'll be like, I would never they can justify not happening it to the Jewish community, but they still see us as a different way. Ruthie, I'm going to turn the ball over to you. What you got?
I don't necessarily have a question. Okay, so I tried to write this down because I don't know if it's going to come out as a question, but it's more like an observation. Yeah. I'm hoping you can give us some insight.
Sure.
So we talk about violence prevention dollars a lot and how it's just like it's a cycle and it's like an art to the violence prevention dollars, which in the city of Chicago seems to be connected through major institutions that kind of are able to control the narrative, particularly related to data analysis. So the R$3. So the place you work at, Emerald South Economic Development Collaborative, got the largest amount, $2.5 million.
Yes. In
collaboration with, I just read it say, Obama Foundation, University of Chicago.
Well, that when
and
you
other
say,
people.
Well, not the R$3.
So I am looking. I'm reading the. All right. Okay. I'm looking in the Cranes article. So what I would like to understand is more about how violence prevention dollars can be more equitably distributed.
Yeah.
And also, it's not easy to write grants to get a $2.5 million grant. And a lot of small organizations and stuff, they don't have the capacity or the connections to some of these larger, major institutions that analyze this data.
Yeah. So I'm going to disagree with that part. Because I don't have access to the institutions that analyze the data. So for this particular grant, we have a program called Terra Firma. I looked in the 10 neighborhoods from Bronzeville down to South Chicago, along the Dan Ryan, then along South Shore. There's over 200 acres of vacant land in that area. That's the size of Disneyland. In Philadelphia, they did a similar program in West Philadelphia. Right, it's the equivalent of the South Side of Chicago. It's the equivalent of Inglewood or something in Philly. And when they did this program, they cleaned up the lots, cut the grass, put up fences, plant bushes, plant flowers, trees, worked with local entrepreneurs, worked with ex-offenders. And when they did this, they found violent crimes were reduced by 27% in those neighborhoods. They found that people's sense of mental health and well-being increased by 69% in those neighborhoods. Property values increased. People felt good about where they lived. So that was a research report that I read, matched it with the fact that we had vacant land and we had landscaping companies. I took our data from Chicago, easily accessible data. You can say City of Chicago, how much vacant land exists. You can Google that and you can find it by neighborhood. And so I matched one existing program that was successful, that got funding, with another. I didn't reinvent the wheel. I bid it.
I got a question on violence prevention, because it does seem like, so one of the things we talk about here is that there is most of our funding, in my estimation, goes to depreciating assets, i.e. pots of money that evaporate eventually, right? Like right now, violence is a number one thing. So the way for Black folks to access government and economic opportunity is often through grants and through social services, and violence prevention seems to be like the number one joint right now. If you are trying to invest in our community, the best way to get access to government dollars is through violence prevention. Is violence prevention, has it been, with all the investment that we've made, do you think it's been effective? I mean, right now, yeah, do you think it's effective?
I don't think it's effective, obviously, because of the level of violence that we have, right? But the issues are so great, right? I think that it's not just the responsibility of government. I think it's the responsibility of corporate.
Okay.
Around some of the buildings that I own, we pick up Hennessy bottles every day. I think Hennessy should be writing some checks. I think Nike should be writing some checks, right? And I think, don't think about it from the perspective of let it evaporate. Start some businesses. So in the case of the R3 program that we're talking about, not only are we cleaning up these lots, but we got a program where you can go through an entrepreneurship program with one of the local community partners and start a company. So make sure that you get the contract. So when we get more of these dollars, we can make sure those dollars are going to you. Not everybody wants to be in landscaping, right? So, putting up fencing, that's carpentry. So there's lots of opportunities. I come from a for-profit background, so I tend to think about businesses that will generate profit. How do you use this grant dollars to set up something that will eventually create economic opportunities?
Is it working? Do you think, have we seen credible examples in Chicago, and not necessarily just yours, but have we seen examples of that? Because I in our community, in the black community?
Yeah, I mean, I think we have. I think the issue is that how do we scale those kind of opportunities, right? I think that there certainly are opportunities, but how do we scale them? So I think about it like this: every 4 years, or every 2 years, or whatever, right? We got people who come to our churches. They campaign and to run for something. They give away buttons. They give away T-shirts. Who's printing those buttons? Who's printing those T-shirts? I think we should have some companies set up in our neighborhoods that can take advantage of those dollars, right? They're spending more on elections than ever, but how do we benefit from that? I don't think we necessarily always benefit from the laws that are passed and that kind of thing. So how do we benefit economically? That's how I tend to think about things.
My man. So with that, and then I'm going to go back to Ruthie. This is why it's so important when you got the mic to create the space. Because I don't know that after you leave the police board that we're going to get another black police board president for a minute, right? I'm not, that's speculation. I think that what we've seen is as the trends go towards the changing of the demographics, what we're seeing is that there's a gradual shift, right? So
the reason I disagree only in the sense that, the majority of the crime and violence, the majority of the issues that we're seeing, it has to do with the black community. So the black community voice has to be a major voice, right? I don't want to get you started, but I worked in the black and Latino neighborhood. Their challenges are the same challenges as our challenges.
However,
But
they don't look at splitting the challenges equally.
No,
they say we're going to do a 70-30 split, right? And so my premise is, and here's me, I'm Emerald South, I'm going to let that be Ruthie. What I'm going to say is you got the mic and you got just like you probably, if you were to say negative things about ShotSpotter, the ShotSpotter lobbyists would be in here trying to figure out what do we do to make sure that the police board president is not saying negative things, right? The same way you have, to me, you got the control. I love the landscaping joint, but we know that the police budget is X number of billions or hundreds of millions of dollars. And so what I want is your influence in who is, and if we don't own the body cam company and we don't, then we better be using a black sales rep. If we buying bulletproof vests, the question is not on the 2.5 for me. The question is on the multiple hundred millions of dollars that the police board spends, and when you in the spot, police department, not police board, right? Police department. How do you wield those questions when those lobbyists, when all those people come, right? The same way when they come through the churches and we want to make a demand. I'm saying they got to come in front of you and your votes.
No, but they don't. So again, remember, we selected candidates for the superintendent.
How did that go? How you feeling David Brown is doing?
I think David Brown is doing a good job, kind of relative to the situation that we have, right? His first day on the job.
He's not over his head at all. You don't think?
Nah. I mean, if he is. I know he's a very calm demeanor, but he's a general. There's no question about it. And I will say that, I've only been the president for 3 or 4 years, but we have incredible communication. We speak regularly.
Perception.
Yeah.
His perception is not that.
I think the perception is Chicago's a hard place to not be from and be a leader. Okay. I think that's a part of it.
Unless you're the mayor. Or the governor.
I would
or
say,
the county board president.
I would say that's the same thing, though, right? I mean, I think that I think that's a part of it. I think that I think being a black man leading the police department is a hard thing, right? It is for a lot of the issues that we've talked about, right? We're expecting the police to fix issues that have been long ingrained in our community. The disinvestment that's happened in our communities for such a long time, right? And now we're in a situation where young people don't want to become the police. So you can look up the data. Look at the percentages of black police officers that we have that are ready for retirement. And young black people don't want to become the police.
Because they've seen how they've been treated.
Yeah. So I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm saying we'll be left in a situation where you won't have black police officers, right? And so then you got a different kind of issue that you have to deal with. And so these are all the things I think that, some of the conversations that I've had with him that he's thinking about. He won't be here forever, but trying to think about the legacy he leaves, to leave the place better than when he got here.
Okay, Ruthie Mo.
I don't have any additional questions.
Let me ask you. So, criminal justice reform.
Yeah.
It's a real thing, right? And it seems like we're coming into conflict right now, right? Right now we got the mayor, we got State's Attorney Kim Foxx, clashing over the violent crime in the city. Kim Foxx says that they didn't have the evidence to make the charges against these 5 guys. You remember the big shootout that's in the paper right now.
Yeah.
The mayor says, round them up, and this is the quote, and not exact, but this is for, I'm summarizing, paraphrased, that you go get them and we'll send the cops out to go get the evidence that we need to convict these guys. That seems like almost in direct contradiction to what we're trying to achieve. Talk to me about the complicated space between the police, the black community, crime, and criminal justice reform, because it's got to be a toxic mix that is just difficult to navigate.
Yeah. I could talk about that. I think it boils down to a question that you asked before I came on here. Mm-hmm. What can we do with our money to discriminate, right? Mm-hmm. We don't have the resources, right? So our industry ends up becoming this, right? And we all want safety, right? We know that mass incarceration doesn't work. My father was in prison, right? And he called me yesterday about this shooting. Like, they should lock them all up. And I'm like, yo, it didn't work then. It ain't going to work now. A part of what we're dealing with now is a result of what happened then. It's a part of what is happening in our community. I'm not waiting on Lori Lightfoot, Kim Foxx, Pritzker, Biden to save our community. The kind of things that I'm out here doing, the kind of things that you're doing, these are the kind of things that we have to do to improve our communities. We got to speak to these young brothers and sisters, right? We got to support the teachers, right? We got to make sure that our young people are learning and that they are understanding what it means to be community. At the end of the day, the laws wasn't written for us in the first place. They you know what I mean? That's going to be a long fight. We're still talking about voting rights, right? I'm African American, yes. I'm Native American. I'm Cherokee. My father grew up in Oklahoma. We're Cherokee. We were the slaves of the Indians. We're called Cherokee freemen. So when you break all this down, it's not really written for us. And so these laws, we ultimately have to kind of take care of ourselves. I grew up with Dr. Carol Adams and my parents. They got together and they started a school where we learned Black history, right? We learned what it meant to be community, right? We learned to depend on each other. And if we think about the things that we actually have, we have enough for us to take care of ourselves, right? I stopped driving and started riding a bicycle. Right? I didn't get speed tickets. I don't care about the speed tickets. I don't care about city stickers, none of that. I ride a bicycle now. I lost 20 pounds. It's great. Right? So if we start to think about the things that we have, right, we can start to fix some of these problems. I don't think no politician is going to fix the problems of our community. I think it's us.
Tell me, what do you believe that you can change in our dynamic? What can you change for the better for Black folks as the president of the police board?
Yeah.
Or what have you changed for the betterment of Black people?
I think the biggest thing that I think that I've done is try to create open lines of communication. I try to find ways to tell community how this system works so you can get the kind of change that you want to see. So, for example, we have police board meeting every third Thursday. It's on Zoom. Right, you can log in, you get a chance to ask questions, do whatever. You ask a question. Something happened 50th and Drexel, this continued thing keeps happening. I need it resolved, right? The superintendent has to, mandatory, report back to us. What did we do about Mays' complaint about 50th and Drexel? We got community members that come 2-3 years in a row, every month. Don't miss it. And they get action. Is everything perfect? No, it's not, right? But using the power that I have while I'm in the seat, right? Those are the kinds of things that we can do, right? We can get in front of city council and we can say, hey, this is what's happening. This is a part of the thing that I'm trying to do is trying to make Chicago understand that the violence that happens on the south side or the west side impacts all of us. It's not only a problem, Ken Griffin, when violence hits downtown. What's an acceptable level of violence? Is it only because violence is happening downtown right now? Right? And so these are the kinds of things that I'm trying to make sure that I have the ability to do. I think once I'm no longer sitting in this position, right, I have to be a neutral arbiter, right? I have to decide disciplinary cases. I think when I'm no longer sitting in this position, but have the knowledge that I have now, I have the ability to do some things a different kind of way. I can't come on here and say anything I want to say right now because then I'm not a credible person when it comes to my decisions, right? And so later on, will I have the ability to impact policy in ways that we can start to see the kind of change that we want to see in our communities, right?
Can I cut you off?
Yes, please.
Because I think that's the hard part right there. Because then it's left up to who gonna say something then. So it makes like platforms like this all the more important. But it's like, I don't want to say the wrong thing and jam you up because I understand that it's some stuff that you likely can't say.
Yeah,
so we all in a position where it's just like,
no, I think it should be said, right?
All right, well let me say this. That black people are being erased from this city in a real type of way, like we see it. Yeah. And it seemed like the police board, like, that's your thing, but your real thing is like development and like community investment and that's your thing.
Yes.
Part of the challenge though is that when we see our neighborhoods get cleaned up, it's because they trying to kick us out. So the more Henny bottles you pick up, the more vacant lots you develop, like that ain't benefiting us in the long run.
Why not? So
because we see it. We see the long game. So temporarily, yeah, this neighborhood look good, but we already knowing that dang in 10 years we ain't about to be able to afford to live over here. Okay. So it's hard. It's a challenge. So you sitting at the table, like, and so I would just like to say, like, just don't let them erase us from the city.
Nah. So here I'll put a playbook out right now, right? This is my personal playbook. I started acquiring land, and what I did was I started buying private lots that was adjacent to a city-owned lot, right? Vacant land is kind of cheap. When you own the land next to the city land, the city has one of two choices. They can sell it to you or they can sell it to the person on the other side. They don't have no other choice when they get ready to sell it, right? And so why don't we take a look at the assets that exist in our community, like land that's owned by the city? Who is the city? We are the city. So you say, hey, here's a strategy. Let's put our money together. Let's acquire this land. We got the grant money to clean up the land, right? Let's clean up the land. Let's buy the land. Let's own the land together, right? Think about it. If somebody got a Section 8 voucher, and I put a 3 flat up, 2 Section 8 vouchers, the building is profitable at that point. I got family members with vouchers, right? So some of this is just that I have to be able to say, here's an opportunity. Maze, I'm sitting in this studio. We could have studios in places. We could be teaching people about this. This can create opportunities for people. I don't know about this. I'm fascinated in here, right? So I'm willing to teach the things that I learn. I want you guys to teach the things that you know, right? And let's figure out, how do we create a sustainable community? I don't think that the answer is that we have to leave our communities, right?
I think I believe in the collectiveness. conceptually. I don't know about the practical application. The other thing I would just say is that it requires access to capital, right? And I will say that one of the challenges that most of our businesses face, or even in looking for opportunity, is being undercapitalized.
Yeah.
Right. And so the challenge even in that space is that there's often the conversations, and I have to measure my conversation as to what I have access to economically and mine, and what is the reality for our community that is on a slippery slope that is rapidly declining. So where it seems like we can say, I bought this building and then I'm about a lot next door, et cetera, it does require access to capital. That stated, there is the collective economic component of it. Hey, man, let me say this. I think that we have to figure out ways to work together. I told y'all that one of the epiphanies I had is we are more focused on catching slaves than slave masters, which puts us at a deficit because we ain't never attacking the root. And I want to make sure I'm not calling. No. Right, but I think in Chicago, one of the things we have is this fascination with like you are instead of, hey man, share it, spread the wealth. Hey, cuz if you over there making money and you know how to get it, then we got to figure out a way to get it and make sure that the people that get it know how to do and have a tie to the community. I'm going to also tell y'all like this. 99.999% of the people in the whole entire universe that after getting caught, man, he said something, would have gone the other way. Right? Would have said, hey, man, F dude, and I ain't got to, and I can go get my money and be in my corner in my joint and mind my business. So I got to tell you, brother, that what I admire and what I appreciate is whether we agree or disagree, the ability to dialogue. And y'all remember what I told y'all about taking the Latino class, right? I'm just telling y'all. They didn't never be like, there'll be a rich dude over there from Guadalajara, and it'll be a poor dude over there from Little Village. And what they said was, when y'all come in the room and it's everybody else, y'all look at each other and know that y'all got a commonality, right? And what I figure is this. We got to stop figuring out how we can not work together and figure out ways that it can work together. So I'm going to say this. What I recognize and appreciate is you not within 24 hours of the conversation was here to discuss it. I do think that one of the challenges, and I really just want you to just keep this in mind, because I think a lot of people, because you got a big stage. And I think knowing that you got the big stage and we know that you can't articulate everything, right? When you read the paper and you see that, then we don't know that you still on the team, right? When I open up the paper and I see our biggest black voice in the space talking about how he came to, when you know all of that damn history from Cherokee to blah, 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 to blah, 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 and as Jay say, a gun in your face and that's all you come up with, right? I need for you to make sure that we are clear.
Well, that's why I'm here. Right. Because, see, the thing that you don't see the fact that another reporter put out a tweet and I had to call her and say, you got to change that. That's not what I said.
Okay.
Right? And they put it out. Right? So this is why outlets like the Mays Jackson show is so important, so we can tell our own stories.
Man.
Rufus Williams, so we can tell our own stories, right? It's critical that we narrate our own stories. You said it out yourself. We got to have, where's the black people police training, right? We have to. It's critical, right, that we're telling our own stories, right? I go speak in schools to make sure that they know me, to know that I'm a regular guy, just like, you know.
But you're not.
But I
You are. Let's just be
there.
Yeah. So you got a juxtaposition, right?
Yes.
And the thing with that juxtaposition is that you have to be a regular guy when you with us. When you are here, you have a level of stature that supersedes
Agreed.
all of that.
Agreed.
And so whether you are, and you ain't got to be Ungao Black Power, you ain't got to walk in there with a red, black, and green suit and wear a kufi and have a bow tie. But it's got to be a point when the brothers hear your voice, right? And it's like the Dave Chappel thing, right? Where we can hear your voice. You ain't got to say it, but we know it.
Yeah.
And I think we all got a code switch. There ain't nobody on the feed or whatever that they ain't had to go to work. That don't got to put on a mask when they go into the space. When I go to meetings, I be like, hey, Abby, you ain't know what but they be like, boy, you're different than on the radio.
Yeah.
Because we all got to wear that mask. That is a reality. The key is when you got that mic and they pick what they want to choose and say, and context matters, which is why I'm glad you're here. But I also, it's like you got to send a smoke signal up once in a while so the brothers know.
Yeah.
The brother he ain't forgot us.
Yes, sir.
He over here.
Yes, sir. The thing that they didn't, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I said, they asked me about police community relations. I said, you can't separate police community relations from food insecurity, from homelessness, from education, right? From parks, from schools. You can't separate it, right? And so if we make it this A to B conversation, that's never going to work, right? And so the bigger thing is that I feel like, how do we use the resources that we have access to better our communities?
So I'm going to say this. The platform is open, right? And I understand you got to put the mask on, but this is when things need to be said to the people, when you need to talk to the people, here's a platform.
Okay,
right?
yes, sir.
We can't take away from our credibility. It adds to our credibility that we know if something happens, we can talk to the president of the police board and get him on and be like, yo, bro, what's up?
Absolutely.
That was some bull going on over there where you was at. Look, I got to say goodbye to everybody from WBGX 1570 AM who is tuning in to us on the terrestrial space. Look, we done held a brother for an hour. I know he probably got to go save some people, some superheroes. It's probably somebody somewhere that needs some help. So, Gian, thank you. Hey, man, thank you for coming in. And let's not make this the last time. And Ruthie won't be so rough on you next time.
What?
Hey, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 8:02 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic and weather update. In sports, even though it was only preseason, the Chicago Bulls hosted the Cleveland Cavaliers. Zach LaVine would score 25 points in 24 minutes as the Bulls win 131-95. Over the traffic on the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop, 1 hour and 3 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare is 31 minutes. On the Edens, Deerfield to Exchanges is 1 hour and 4 minutes. Exchange back to Deerfield will be 43 minutes. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop, 1 hour and 10 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 51 minutes. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 1 hour. Outbound will be 35 minutes. 66 minutes from I-80 to the Dan Ryan, 29 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 24 minutes to the Loop, 16 minutes back out to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, 55th to Jackson is 15 minutes. Jackson back to 55th will be 10. On the north side of things, Randolph to Bryn Mawr is 8. Bryn Mawr back to Randolph is 14. Today's weather, it is currently 66 and cloudy. Today will be a high of 70 with a low of 64. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now here's terrorism here on the Maze Jackson
New strategy
Show.
to fight domestic terrorism. Following a 100-day review, federal officials are now laying out a new plan hoping to deter, detect, and prosecute domestic terror.
They went to the Capitol waving their flags and looking for smoke. He was out there looking for justice. They was over there looking for votes. Ashley Babbitt was with him and told all the people that nothing could stop us. She climbed through the Capitol window, breached security, and called a shot, bro. The media say she a veteran. They paint the picture to make her look greater. But she disrespected the same country that she served. That makes her a traitor. They was fighting police, resisting arrest. On God, I couldn't believe it. I guess blue lives only tend to really matter when it's convenient. Hey, these are the times we witness in history. All because they didn't get a victory. United States is so contradictory. We get equal rights, that's a mystery. Politicians, they more like magicians. You know they got tricks up their sleeve. We point out the flaws that's up in this country. You know they gonna tell us to leave. Somebody try to help me understand it. Always seems like a double standard. They be out here leaving us empty-handed to certain rights we are not granted. The media's the culprit when it comes to the comparison. Cause when it comes to race, they always changing up the narrative. Terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. We still out here trying to get our reparations, but the government pump faking out here hesitating. I'm out here trying to keep my peace, so I keep meditating. The media make us look bad, they taint our reputation. Look, it's so sad that COVID causing toe tags. You claim you so patriotic, but you ain't wearing no mask. You out here wilding with your MAGA flags and showing your ass. You wanna be part of some type of revolution so bad. Look, you talk revolution and constitutional rights, homie. I guess we forgot about back in the days when all of the business was whites only. Yeah. George Floyd got justice. Juneteenth got much respect. They made it a national holiday. Man, it's all good, but cut the check. They're giving out all of these vaccines, putting it in you like caffeine. Was it all in the part of the plan? I bet money like DraftKings. It's land of the free, home of the brave. 1776, we wasn't free till 1865, so we wasn't part of that shit. And that there's terrorism.
WIIFTBP.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
Church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies now other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis and Ruthie and Todd explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something. We gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect you oppressed us all.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my... I think her name is Ruthless again.
No way.
Yes, it is. Ruthie, you was not being hospitable.
Yes, I was.
No, you wasn't.
That was a good interview. Yes, I was.
Ruthie, you was making faces.
No, was I?
Yes.
No.
Yes,
no,
Ruthie.
no,
yes, you were.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you were. Ruthie, and then you did this.
No, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it.
You don't. I'm telling you, Ruthie, you did stone face.
No.
Yes, you did. Don't try to blink now and act like you blinking like that. No, we seen you acting up around here. Mace Jackson Show. Shout out to Guion Foreman, president of the Chicago Police Board. I thought it was an informative interview. The challenge, so let me say this, and this is, I think we gotta, I don't know if the old black is enough, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know if it's just enough to be there and get the spot. You gotta, like I was just thinking, like, with all of, and this don't have nothing to do with him, but I was thinking, like, think about how, when we talk about Black Death as a hustle, is that training free? The Holocaust Museum police training free?
I think it's well funded.
So here goes my thing, right? Black people are the ones that are getting shot down by police. And white people create a training program to help us understand. Black Death is a hustle. I don't know that we can teach the black experience through what happened at the Holocaust. So, I think what we got to do with our brothers and sisters is encourage them and tell them that the dynamics have changed. One of the things is that you got to get out of your the black folks got to stay in tune with the black folks. If the white folks pick you, you got to check in with the black folks, if that makes sense. And not at the Whitney Young reunion. Okay, it's the Mace Jackson Show. I'm gonna move on. Ruthie, thoughts? Don't be you. First of all, we do a show together, and you be acting funny. Like when you shut down, like you just straight shut down on me, dude.
Sometimes
Ruthie, you shut down on me, and I felt like it was almost like a John Catanzaro moment or something.
I'm working to overcome.
What are you trying to overcome?
My internal turmoil.
What is your internal turmoil?
That I oftentimes feel. So sometimes it's better for me to just take a moment and not say anything.
That's how I be doing when I
versus just
saying what's on your mind.
Yeah, particularly because
Machine Gun Ruthie.
No, particularly because I never seek to blow up the spot. Like I ain't never trying to blow up nobody's spot. And so he was honest about like, okay, I have some stuff I can't say. So I could respect that madly. I could respect that because sometimes they be acting like, you know. But yeah, but sometimes it's better for me just to, because let me say one of my weaknesses is I'm emotional. I get emotional, and sometimes my passion and my emotion go hand in hand, and instead of me I just have to take a minute to process. And
you know, that's what I do. I do that on holidays a little bit.
So it might look like I'm shutting down, but it's just I just gotta.
Why would you
woosah a little bit?
You was trying to pass to the left. What was that about?
Just woosahing.
Okay, wait, you felt the need to woosah?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because you never want to. You know, some people should have their lives treated, and you just hand it to them on a platter. But everybody don't deserve that. So he didn't he didn't deserve that. So I respect him for coming on and talking to us, because that ain't easy, because literally like his livelihood is connected to his connections. So I get it.
Ruthie was, I'm gonna tell y'all got to watch Ruthie in that damn computer, boy. She be in your drawers.
Google.
Don't you be around here. Anyway, it's the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Got my co-host Ruthie Moore, my man DJ Riis the Ruler. Riis, you know what you over there doing, dog?
Oh, no, man. I'm over here good. I just be over here I was laughing at Ruthie, actually. He was like, Ruthie, you got anything to say? No, I ain't got nothing to say. But listen, what happened if they building these places and they not for us? And if they not for us, I'm going to go get Tyrone Taylor. He throwing a brick through all of this not for us. But no, I was just like, Ruthie, she was like, no, I ain't got nothing to say.
I was thinking Tyrone was going to come busting through the door. I was like, oh, Jesus, Lord have mercy. No.
But nah.
Hey, y'all support your local weed man, too. Go ahead.
It was good though. Nah, man, I'm back. I ain't doing nothing. I'm listening to y'all actually. It was a real good informative to like have him on here, and you can tell that he can't really, say what he want to say. But when you in that position, like you really can't always say what you want to say.
He was honest about it.
Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah.
But that's why you got to send the signal.
That's
my
him
point.
Coming on was him sending the signal.
Right, because when you read that looked like some garbage. If you black, you like, come on now, dog.
But if you ain't black, you like, yes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, shoot.
No, let's move on.
I'm not going to even, because you be talking stuff. Hi, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Hey, y'all. So, I'm going to tell you now, if you didn't watch Dave Chappelle, stay on anyway. I'm not going to tell the secrets, but I think I'm going to frame this all under the guise of, we didn't talk about the mayor and Kim Foxx either. Which one y'all want to talk about? Mayor and Kim Foxx, or y'all want to talk about Dave Chappelle?
Dave Chappelle.
We knew Riis was going to say that. He'd be tired.
Funny Riis.
You gonna tell me something about what Kim Foxx said that she was gonna do that she didn't do, or said something that she said that she was gonna do and it was all a lie?
Oh, wait, you on Team Lori?
Huh?
You Team Lori? You want criminal justice reform or not, Riis? They said,
look, they all corrupt. So,
even Kim Foxx? No, dog. Kim is a sweet. I love Kim Foxx. Anyway, so you see the mayor is punching down on Kim Foxx right now. Ruthie, tell me about punching down. I learned about punching down yesterday because they said that they said that the black people be punching down on the trans community. Dave Chappelle man, y'all got to see Dave Chappelle. Jesus Christ. So, Ruthie, apparently the mayor, let's back up. So we know the mayor and 5 aldermen wrote a letter to Kim Foxx to encourage them to prosecute. Yesterday we talked about mutual combatants and the fact that there is no victim and there are no witnesses and nobody's cooperating. They said it was mutual combatants. But the reality is Kim Foxx said in a press conference yesterday that they don't have the necessary information. And just because they saw the video of people shooting, they didn't have names, they didn't have victims, and so there was no, for there to be a crime. She went through the technicalities of it. But what she also said was that the mayor knows that she's not supposed to be commenting on as a former prosecutor. She knows she's not supposed to be commenting on these cases in public with ongoing investigation. Then the mayor goes on to then respond and say, I've gone around Kim Foxx and I've talked to John Lausch and asked him, who's the U.S. attorney, to provide, to press charges. Now, the reality here is, and this is not coincidental, Kim Foxx is facing a tremendous amount of backlash, particularly from what community? The white folks, who feel like their safety has been violated. And we saw it all the way back to Alderman Riley, the Democrats supporting a Republican against her. The same time the crime is out of control in the city, the mayor then and the alderman then attacked the state's attorney for not making charges, at which Kim Foxx reminded everyone that the chief of detectives for the CPD said that they didn't have enough evidence to charge. So the mayor was in contradiction with the actual facts of the case. But no one really cares. Y'all just lock somebody up. You seen the video, forget the rules, we want somebody locked up. In the midst of the criminal justice reform, quest for criminal justice reform. So now in the midst of all of this we've done about criminal justice reform, we are now saying forget the rules, forget the evidence, lock them ninjas up. the chief of detectives says we don't have the evidence to do it. The mayor says, I'm sure that the superintendent doesn't feel the same as the chief of detectives. Was the superintendent investigating or was the chief of detectives investigating? Now, what does the mayor say as a former federal prosecutor? Just lock them up and we'll have police Johnny on the spot and they will find the necessary evidence to prosecute them. Basically saying, look, you know how we used to fix these cases and lock these ninjas up. Get back to what we used to do. And at the peak of this violence, we are in a space where this is how it happened last time. We'll say, forget them ninjas rules. Forget there's not enough evidence. Lock them up. Now, we saw the video and we know we're captured in our neighborhoods. But here you have the mayor. This is the same mayor who told us she wouldn't comment on the Anjanette Young case because it was in front of a federal judge. Remember that? Riis, find that Anjanette Young commercial. Promo. Because I need for y'all to understand how this mayor is the mayor that speaks with forked tongue. So wait. We want to look through equity, criminal justice reform. We had all of that. And then the mayor says she's now interfering in a federal case or in a case. When it was the black woman, she was like, hey, yo, I know that judge. I'm not going to even mess with it. Now, she's going around another black woman to go to the feds. Now, the last time, remember, though, let's be clear, though. Remember how the mayor be slanging the fed stuff around? And then we found out that she be lying? What am I hearing?
It just went underneath it. That's why it's just low. The commercial, right?
I want to hear it. No, back it up. So start it from the beginning, because I want y'all to hear it. Start.
You just touched on that. Why did it take our television station?
It's a commercial that it's I know, and it's she's like the Anjanette Young screams. Sonya made it a while back. So see what else you got. It's a spot. It should be about.
And totally.
No. I know that woman. It was like, and I know her, and it's like you hear the screams in the background, and then anyway. So Kim Foxx came out swinging yesterday. Like, look. She is breaking the rules as a former federal prosecutor. She knows this. She knows I can't prosecute without evidence. Mm-hmm. That your chief of detectives says no. But why do I say the mayor is punching down? Because in spite of the fact that we have no clearance rate, they can't find nobody who's done any shootings. When they say they don't have the evidence, Are we as black people expecting that when the white chief of detectives says they don't have the evidence to prosecute, and the mayor says prosecute them anyway, and we'll find some evidence, and then says that the reason that the crime is where it is because of Kim Foxx, I gotta say there's some disingenuity there. Now, the question I got to ask is, do we really want criminal justice reform? Or do we want Negroes locked up? Because and the mayor acknowledged that the chief of detectives said that we don't have the evidence.
Exactly.
So imagine, but what she said was, I can guarantee you that the superintendent doesn't feel that way, and we're going to talk to the chief of detectives. Now, what is she going to say to the chief of detectives?
None. This is like the court of public opinion.
But my question is, so if the chief of detective has already said you don't have any evidence to do it, what is she going to talk to him and say? Make some?
These are the initiatives. Here's some data. Blah, blah, blah.
Now, I got to ask you, do you want criminal justice reform? So if they don't have the evidence to lock someone up, are you saying lock them up anyway? Answer. Because again, and I say is you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. But the damned if you do and damned if you don't is the black people. Mm-hmm. I think that it is almost crazy that this is happening in front of us on TV. Like, The mayor literally got up and said, we'll make the evidence. And I'm telling you that criminal justice reform is not going to be easy. What you are saying essentially is do the John Burge. No, seriously. We will make the evidence fit. So that it requires the police, the prosecutor, and the judge. How many movies have we seen where they say the mayor says we got to have somebody for this case? I don't care who it is. Lock them up. Now, I'm not going to not acknowledge what I saw on that tape. But I got to be real and say that what happens if it ain't one of the people? What if they pick some random Joe? And if they really care, Riis already told you what was going to happen. He told you 2 weeks ago. He said, the second you do this, it's going to be a war, and this is going to be, and he probably could have told you what blocks to go to.
True story.
But now what we need to do, instead of after these ninjas done shot up the joint, where you know they only got one block, so if they only got one block, you know what block to go to. Stand on it. But instead, we'd rather punch down and say, Kim Foxx, lock him up. Which, then 20 years from now, when they have another mass exoneration, and we be like, man, these people did 20 people. What about the video? Tell me what the evidence is in the video. You saw somebody shooting, you ain't see the bullet hit nothing. You ain't see nobody fall. And if everybody there said they ain't see nothing, who are they arresting? The mayor said, well, somebody was in the Charger. Lock them up for something. Now, here's the other part. Kim Foxx was like, yo, the police ain't asked for no other charges. So do I lay it up there do I create a situation so that I can point the finger? Look, it's not me. It's the easy black girl target. And plus, she got 3 more years for election. I'm up in 2. And who cares about offending a black woman? Especially if you're a black woman that thinks you're a white man. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I know I'll be giving y'all the business. I'm going to stop, though, because I'll be telling y'all too much.
Woo. You know, I think violence is the thing. And violence is certainly going to be a focal point that spins out to everything else, the economy, the pandemic, society, all of these things. And so this whole, I call it like media bites, because the sound bites they just gonna, you know, do the little sound bite. And I think that Lightfoot is definitely on some, look over there. Like, y'all ain't about to put this violence on me. Look over there. So I just think it's just really, really, really interesting.
And then if you pay attention, violence they're going to use violence, and they're going to scare white people. They're going to work to scare white people. You saw Ken Griffin, the thing is heated up. But what this does is this gives them a deflection away from what's going on there. Like, because you saw yesterday, J.B. Pritzker responded to Ken Griffin's talk about the liability as well. I think the mayor is also doing her Republican duty. Right? Like, y'all keep acting like she was not a Republican. I mean, think about it. She appointed George Bush's chief of staff as the czar to fix us from COVID. Where is he, by the way? She's still one of the guys on the girls. I mean, on the one of the Republican guys, though. They feel like they still got her. And so my thing is, right now, y'all got to be watching the gamesmanship. Like, remember, Ken Griffin gave her $25 million. They got to ramp up the violence talk. They got to put violence squarely in the space of Democrats. And she don't got to declaim nothing. Right? They got to put violence on the ballot. They got to put violence on the ballot, right? for white folks if there's a path. Meanwhile, J.B. Pritzker ain't really did nothing for no black folks. Just saying. Y'all want to talk about Dave Chappelle yet?
I was waiting on that one already. That's the one I was waiting on.
Well,
I want to hear about it now. You know, I like Dave Chappelle, like, because he kind of appealed. Kind of that one. You know how that one black person. That
the
could
free
say
black
something.
man.
Yeah, he could say something. He'd be like, "Hey, now if
he'd be waiting too. He'd be like,
else said it, they would have been canceled." But
right? Oh, man. Yesterday, Dave Chappelle. I was like, this got to be your last special, and y'all was like, he can't get canceled. I was like, he just basically was like, see, that's what I want to be. Let me back up. I feel like I was almost there. Now they bringing it back. But I do feel like, Ruthie, I had my fight in Chicago with the LGBT community. Dave Chappelle described, remember when the LGBT girl walked up to me and was trying to start a fight? Do you remember that? The video? And she threatened me and she poked me and she was like, and I was like, ooh. I mean, Dave Chappelle and me had some real experiences. You don't remember that video? You didn't see the video when the lesbian girl was like, she decided that her job was to take me on and she was going to check me, and walked up to me in a party where I was there with Carrie and put her hands on me and was like, I'm gonna, and I was like, please stop touching me, because I felt like Dave Chappelle was like, I beat that broad. He was like, I beat her like a man. He's like, then I didn't realize she was Ruthie. I feel like Dave Chappelle some days I feel like no one understands me. Like no one. And then I heard Dave Chappelle last night and I just was like, wow. I've been attacked by, like, on some political stuff. And Ruthie, like, and just like Dave Chappelle said, when he got into the conflict, she wanted to be a woman. She was acting like a man, but then wanted to be a woman because she could get the police to kill him. And it was just so much realistic stuff. He was like, he asked, can you be gay and be a racist? Are there such thing as racist gay people?
It was this whole special about the LGBTQ
plus
community?
Yeah, it was.
Good God.
It was the trans community. It was everybody, the white women. Let them have it. Like, so I ain't going to. He showed it. He said, I tend to rap. Oh, Jesus.
So basically, the only thing that was missing in that special is the baby doing his intro.
Actually, and he defended the baby. He said, I am here to to get the baby uncanceled. Uh-huh. He was like, check this out. And this what made it so crazy. He was like, he said, the baby killed a man, shot a man in Walmart, and his career took off. He said something on stage, and now you can't find him. He talked about every level of hypocrisy. Mm-hmm. And it got me to the point where I wanted to ask, who cannot offend black people? And who can black people not offend?
Wait, that was confusing.
Who can offend us?
Oh, who can offend us?
And who can we not offend? Imagine, he talked about the fact that he was being attacked by the trans community because they had been going through this struggle for decades. Think about talking to a black man in America, telling him about your oppression for decades. Yesterday's show, and I don't think it was about Ruthie, about the LGBTQ community. It was about that same, almost like the level of jealousy. He was like, dang, that shit's working really well for y'all. What did we do wrong? In the space of abuse, of having their culture protected, not being offended, the whole thing. He was like, man, we done been oppressed for 400 and something plus years. Y'all talking about 10 years, and now y'all canceling black people? Y'all canceling black people. And so that's why I got to ask you, like, seriously, how can any group claim more oppression than black people and turn it on use their oppression against a black person? It's the Maze Jackson Show. We're going to talk about this, Dave Chappel. And don't forget, y'all, the tailgate. It's the tailgate on Sunday at TP. It's at the lot at 55th and the Dan Ryan, 12 to 6. We're going to be getting it kicking off. Riis, you gonna make special
Are we gonna is it gonna be like a TV outside? Like
I'm gonna get Ruthie got to figure it out, but yeah, we're gonna get a TV. It's gonna be TV and we're gonna get some sound. So we can watch the game. Y'all gonna have y'all chairs out there. We're gonna be walking up and down. People gonna be having their tables. We're gonna eat some food. Y'all cannot bring out open liquor. Drink a red cup.
Can I bring out my open cousin?
I was just thinking to myself, it's outside. Right? It's outside.
All right, I just want to know, because,
Because we know you're going to bring your cousins, too?
Yeah, I'm bringing them cousins.
All right. All right, well, we're going to talk about it all when we come back. It's the Maze Jackson Show.
WIIFTBP.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Reach the ruler. This is Week Ho Wednesday, and to my right is Everybody's Women Crush Wednesday. My co-host, the one and only Todd. It goes, love this show, y'all. I'm dealing with a guy. We have been dating for 9 months. In light of everything going on in the world, he has been voicing his opinion about situations, and I don't agree with any of his views. I love everything else except his opinions.
Damn.
How do I fix this? FYI, he's white.
It's about to be a white boy summer.
So could that be the issue?
For sure. Just come out different when it's not coming from your own race. It's just never been something I'd be like, oh, I date Bill.
I'm just a Bill. Yes, I'm only a Bill.
I don't really like light-skinned guys. I don't like pink.
Yeah, pink. So it's like you see it.
Pink tip. It'd be pink.
And then pink on the tip.
I don't like.
So sometimes a light-skinned guy have a dark tooth.
And then it look dark, so it's not as off to me.
So
I feel like it's supposed to be pink because they light-skinned. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want it to be dark because then I'm going to say you dirt.
Today, the Biden administration is releasing what it calls a new strategy to fight domestic terrorism following.
Steve Stanton.
Let's reminisce, yeah. Woo. See, I remember the first day we met, a Thursday night at the club I'll never forget. Do you remember the words that I said? One night in my bed you'll never regret. And you, with your pretty brown eyes, I knew, baby, you would change my life. And you opened up my eyes to see I'm excited for our future, but I love our history. Let's throw back to the day that we first met. Let's throw back, I never will forget. Let's throw back to when we fell in love. Let's throw back, babe. I wanna throw back, babe. Is it just me? Don't you miss those nights sexing on the beach, playing Isley Brothers in between the sheets? And now we're taking flights from London to Belize, and we're popping bottles, endless shopping sprees. Still sexy as can be. I knew you're still the only one for me. Yeah. I'm feeling lucky as can be. I'm excited for our future, but I love our history. Yeah. To the day that we we first met. Let's throw back. I really wanna know. Let's throw back. Let's go back. Let's throw back. Let's go. I wanna go. Oh, come on now. We were making love to the first time we last reminisce of the whip. We were making love. Come on now. Let's throw back. Oh, all I wanna do.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore. Got my man, DJ Riis, in the building. That is Steve Stone Huff with Let's Throw Back. Hey, it's Wednesday, y'all, so we got a heavy day. Hey, did I mention to y'all we are shooting a pilot here today?
What?
Yeah, we got, like...
Some people don't even know what a pilot is. They like a pilot.
Like, we all on the soul plane. No, a pilot for a podcast that's already been picked up by a TV network. So, part of moving into our new space, Riis, is taking these opportunities and starting to say whether you just want to use the space and we want production credits. But, hey, y'all, we're going to get it cracking. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl, Ruthie Moore, DJ Riis the Ruler. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. Shout out to everybody on Facebook. Hey, did I mention that my cousin, Big Dave, came through yesterday? Hung out with me for a little while. Shout out to my cousin, David. He is the father of the mayor of Robbins. David came by yesterday. It's his birthday today.
Oh.
Shout out to my cousin, David.
I got to meet him at Robbins.
You got to meet my cousin?
Yeah.
Big Dave?
Yeah.
Big Dave something else, ain't he?
Well, the funny thing about it is every time that somebody meet me in person on the Maze Jackson Show, the very first thing they say is, "You really sound like that in real life."
Wait, people meet you. They acknowledge that they heard you on. Wait, Riis, what?
Yeah, I done got about 5 to 7 people that
That's a lot.
Yeah, they done been like I done said something, and then they be like,
"I know your voice."
Yeah, and I be like, but they say Riis, and then I kind of figured it with I be
because what do people call you? The one.
It all depends on when, man. You know how you got that fan. You know how black people you got different. Like if I'm with my down south family, I'm one. There's always if I'm
one.
Yeah, and then it's crazy. If I'm around my parents, it's always Maurice.
Oh.
So how your parents always call you by your middle name. So family is D. So yeah, but nah, like Riis, I know is from the like
from your media world, right? Your celebrity name.
Yeah,
that's his celebrity name. All right, y'all. Let me ask you, who can black people not offend? I think it's almost everybody. Like I don't think we can offend white people.
The Jews.
We can now.
No, we can't.
That one though.
You feel me? The Jews. We already
Jewish people. I don't know. Are we allowed to say that?
Yes, it's not offensive.
Jewish or Jews?
Jews.
Are you sure?
I Googled it one day.
No.
I'm serious. I
they
Googled
be switching up.
People, it depends on how you say it.
You got to say it like, okay. We are not allowed to offend the LGBTQ community. I think we are now no longer able to offend Asians.
Oh, I forgot they had a bill.
Right? I think the Afghans are now ahead of us.
No, you didn't blew up my Twin Towers. I can say whatever I want to say about you.
Not my Twin Towers.
We done gave that up, Riis. That's
funny,
over.
Riis.
You gave
That's
it
no
up.
Riis. That's over, man. I mean, I'm just saying. Like, think about the fact that we done. They get $5,000 a month per person for housing.
They can come live with me. Hey, yo, if there is any Afghans out there looking for housing, please reach out to me on it.
Think about that though. Let me ask you a question. Who's allowed to offend black people? Like, who is concerned about offending us in general? Like, they won't. No, seriously. Is there a situation with white people where they give you your respect completely without having to verify?
Basketball and rapping.
Dang, Riis. Dang. Slow down.
Is there any besides basketball and rapping? And y'all done gave up rapping to Eminem, and next thing y'all gonna be talking about Luka. Y'all be. I'm telling y'all now, y'all be Luka. Next thing you gonna be the face. Remember they tried to make Dirk the face. Y'all don't know. So, is there any space where black people don't have to justify their existence or place or standing? Like, I was just thinking about, is there any place where we're respected for who we are if it's not basketball? Like, can a black person walk in a room with white people and white people would be like, I got to show them some respect? Or would they be like, who is this ninja? What room can a black person walk into and garner the respect of everybody in the room without being 6'5"?
That's what I'm finna say. Like, what is he? Like, what do you, if it's a room full of white people and a black man walking there, the first thing they're gonna want to know is, what is this black man doing?
They're gonna be like, where is the broom?
So it's like, like, what is this man doing, like, to get recognition? Like, black people just don't get recognition walking to a room full of white people or a room full of unblack people, and they'd be like, oh.
So if you go to, let me ask you a question. So if you showed up to a meeting, if we convened a meeting, I just said, I need you to be at a meeting, and everybody was at the meeting, and I said it's a convening of the greatest minds in the world. And it was all there. Everybody show up, and there's one black person that shows up. Do you think people give that black person the respect of being one of the smartest people in the room, or they say, well, what?
Exactly what you're finna say. What are you doing?
Like, if I said I'm convening a meeting of the top black people, the top people in the world, and in that room is a Latino, a Asian, 10 white people, and a black person, who do you think they will question's credibility?
The Latino and the black, they're going to probably tell the Latino it's a spill over there, and they're going to get a black person his coat because they're not going to believe that they actually there.
Oh, see.
Dang.
Riis?
Maybe I just think a little bit more highly of my blackness.
Okay, well, I'm saying, though.
But because when I see people in the room, I'm thinking the black person is probably the smartest person in the room.
I'm saying what the other people think. Like, Ruthie, have you ever walked into a room and they didn't know you and they look at you like, oh, what are you doing here?
So I kind of look a little unassuming, but if I talk, it's over with.
There go Ruthie.
Then it's just like, oh my gosh. So sometimes, honestly, when I go into places, I don't say anything. I just try to blend in and be cool, because that's how you can see how really people feel about you. Because once you talk and they give you your respect, it's mostly because they know you ain't going for nothing less.
Let me ask a question. Do black people have to work harder to prove their validity in
everything?
In a room?
In everything. Why you think we be putting on suits?
10 times harder, Maze. We probably around on white people. Hey, how you doing there? It's nice to see you again, too. You know, cheery, chipper. When you
do you have to change up how you act around white people to be cool?
Come on, man. This is a constant state that we living in. That is why remote work is so important. No. Just hear me out. Just hear me out. Because of the pressures of being a black person and having to navigate those white spaces. Do you know how good it feels to be able to work from home, to not have to deal with the external pressures of racism? That weighs heavily on people. And so if you are a quote unquote conscious person, you feel all of those things. You understand the code switch. Sometimes you consciously don't code switch. That's why Riis said, I'm wearing this, because it's a conscious effort.
I was just thinking about this, right? It is what do black people? It's so interesting to me. I had a situation. I had a friend of mine who had a situation that was brought into a professional conversation, and no matter how professional he or she tried to be, the white guy just couldn't seem to give them their respect of their professionalism.
I mean, the constant state of seeking validity.
So can I tell you that's a real thing?
It is.
It's a real thing because that's a real thing. Like I'll be honest with you. I do feel like I have to put my badge on, like I have to carry my resume into any room I go into. Because the corniest white guy graduating from college could be equivalent. They won't look, he could be 20 years old. They'll be looking at him like, well, welcome. What do you do? That's just
I'm with you on that. I went to a party a couple weekends ago. And, I was the only black person there. Pretty, well-to-do people. And the question that everybody kept asking me was, how do you know so-and-so? And at some point, I'd be having to control and contain myself, but I start asking them the same questions back. That's how you do. You ask them the same questions they ask you back.
Well, how do you know?
Well, how do you know so-and-so? Well, what do you do? Basically, like, what are you doing here? How you get invited here? Who do you know? And so I think that's a real thing. So it's like, do I feel the need to sit here and tell these people how I got up in this room? Is it any of their business? But let me find out how they got up in the room. Let me see
funny.
who you is. Who is you? I don't say it like that, obviously, but.
Do you do it like in a smart little chipper Ruthie way?
I am personable. I am very personable. Yes, it's hard to, y'all probably just be looking at my facial expressions, but I am very warm and personable. Like, so I ain't never gonna try to like be that.
You gonna make it?
Yeah, I can do it though. We
just saw.
But no, that was
Ruthie.
unintentional.
Well, it happened.
That's my weakness.
It happened.
But I think having to, how like you said, you walk in the rooms and you be like you be feeling like you having a chip on your shoulder. Like as a black woman, that's a whole thing. It's called the angry black woman. And oftentimes that is a mask because it's just like, you know what? I'm already coming into this room like knowing that y'all looking at me a certain type of way. Some of y'all probably treating me a certain type of way. So I'm finna come in here like this.
That's so funny. I remember going to a black dude's house where all the white people was excited to be at. Mm-hmm. And all the white people asked me, what was I doing there? I was like, we do business. What you do? It's amazing to me the level of privilege. So let's go back though. Who cannot offend us? Like who, if they offend us, we ain't taking that. You gonna pay a price.
The white people now, they can't say nothing. Like they can offend us now. Like
that's true.
Publicly. Like now it's like almost canceled. Like we didn't see that girl off ESPN. Like her camera didn't get cut off, and she was like, and she really was just like saying.
Wait, what happened?
Oh well, it was a lady from I forgot. I forgot her name, but she used to do the On the Jump basketball show. And what happened is for the playoffs, they put a black girl in there.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, so so she didn't say nothing racist. She just said if ESPN want to do all this affirmative action, something like that, they should give her another job, not my job. So you can't say anything like when the dude from our Rutgers called the Rutgers girls nappy headed hoes. Immediately canceled. Like you,
no, it took a while. It wasn't immediate. He fought.
Yeah, but you can't now. White people can't say anything about black people.
I think they can. I just think they got to say it in a different way.
Not publicly.
I think they say it in a different way. I think it's how are you credible? Yeah. So who we ain't taking no offense from? See, I feel like the white folks, they coming back though. They coming back. Who else? Can Latinos offend black people?
I don't know. But what I do have an issue with sometimes is when I'm around my little Hispanic friends and they say the N-word. I don't know. Like, it kind of...
That's your friends?
Huh?
You let them get away with that? They let you be with that? You don't check them?
Huh? Well, you know what I do? I be like, sometimes you know how you got the hood ones and they try to I let them
You nervous? They'll squad up on you quick. They'll stab you.
Not stab you.
You know, used to. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it's just but yeah. Like,
y'all, I just need to let y'all know y'all millennials let that happen. Y'all let the millennials let that happen because that it was a time when that was on site.
Mm.
And even when it was rap, like the white people used to rap and be like, hold their breath. Now they be like, zip.
That'd be one of the funniest moments too, living in the suburb and you pull up to that white kid bumping their music. And I got like good footage of white people just rapping and saying the N-word the whole time, and then they turn and see my camera record. I'm like, nah, go ahead, keep going. To tell me how you really feel about me. Keep going. But yeah. No, I don't think black people we don't take offense like you can't.
We are above. We can't be offended.
No, I think we can personally, but like as a public figure, you can't. Like, I mean, like I don't think we accept anything. There's no other race that can say anything bad about us, and then we'll be okay to our face. Like maybe in the world, like you said, they can word it.
What name a white person that's paid the price for offending black people? That ain't bad. Name one.
I'm sure I can.
Okay, Google it. We even forget. Because it's always the hustle of bringing them back. That $100,000 payment always will bring them back. Now, let me ask you. Can a black person be canceled over statements about the LGBT community?
Yeah.
How?
We see it happen all the time.
Think about this, though. The most oppressed race in this joint can be oppressed by the people. I almost feel like they stole our birthright and then be hitting us with it. That's what Dave Chappel was talking about yesterday. Like, he was like, I don't have a problem with the LGBTQ community. You can go through everything I said. Really? My issue is, how is it so effective for them and not for us? How is our process, the process that we came with, that we died and fought and bled and sweat for, how is it not working for us and working for everybody else? To the point that a black man can be canceled for centuries of oppression for somebody that got years of oppression.
This is like a different avenue of the conversation, but before the baby got canceled or whatever, I was listening to some of his music, and I said, wow, some of these lyrics are pretty sexually violent.
What you mean?
Like, you got to listen to it. Like, it just promotes a certain level of sexual aggression, like in a lot of his music. And I was like, wow, I can't believe they playing this like on the radio. Like, it was just kind of threw me off a little bit. And I was thinking, like, why we okay with this? Like,
man,
the things that we get offended by, to me, are misplaced. I'm not saying that I get the punchline that Dave Chappelle was going for when he said that the baby shot somebody up in Walmart and anybody mad about that, but I was more feeling the type of way about the violence in his music that's being widely promoted and circulated and played on mainstream media and radio. The baby was really fast-tracked onto that path until he said something about the LGBTQ+. He was fast-tracked. He had all them festivals down. But if you listen to his music, it is poison.
Really?
And we ain't mad about that poison. We more mad about him getting canceled because he said something about the LGBTQ+.
And his poison was going to be to us.
His poison was to us. Listen to his lyrics, y'all.
Which song? I listen to all of them. I'm a little baby. I'm a the baby fan. Like,
I don't know, baby this, baby that. Go ahead, Ruthie.
No, I'm saying like it's the lyrics. It's the character that he's portraying. The baby, black man never want to grow up. How they gotta make him young and youthful.
They changed
thugging. Like, come on now, we ain't mad about that.
They gotta make him young and what?
Young and thugging. You know how they make black men infantile.
Okay.
The baby.
Got it.
Lil Baby, all the Lils in the rap game. Like, I don't know.
I do. I be listening to it and I be like, they don't play that. They don't play this version on B96. They not finna be having. I'm not gonna go to the radio because I keep saying the radio is not where it's at. But I do think that. I think it's the same thing though, Ruthie. You can be as misogynistic. You can create as much self-destruction in your neighborhood as you want to. You can rape, rob, pillage, have pedophilia. You can all of that, but don't offend these people. And I just think that it's very, very, very important for us to recognize that there's nobody that can offend us. There's nobody we won't forgive. From rappers to Dylan Roof, there is nobody that cannot offend us. It's the Maze Jackson Show. This has been a heavy show today.
Not because it's been a heavy show, but you know I ain't going to be here tomorrow or Friday. I told you yesterday. I'm telling y'all so y'all don't think that I just didn't show up.
No, I heard Thursday. I ain't here Friday yesterday. You just added
Thursday and Friday.
See, I thought it was Friday.
Because you didn't get that Monday. I already said.
Wait, are we working on Monday?
If you're not going to be
on
on Friday.
Right.
I need to know, y'all.
Ruthie.
I need to know.
Ruthie.
I got to plan my life out.
Ruthie. Your plan is to be at the tailgate on Sunday. That's what you got to worry about.
Yeah, I'm working on that. I might come. I might bring my daddy.
Bring my daddy.
No, like my daddy.
Okay. My daddy.
Like not my zaddy, but my dad.
Okay, what's a zaddy now?
Maze, it's 9:00.
Daddy. It'd be funny when black girls say, "Dad, that's my daddy."
Yeah, your daddy give birth to you, but your zaddy.
Don't call you daddy.
Hell no. I ain't honoring none of that. Don't come around here. That just sounds very child molesterish to me. Daddy, call me daddy, huh? Like as in your father?
No, that's why it's a zaddy with a Z.
I don't get it.
It's like exotic, you know what I'm saying?
Exotic dad?
Oh, Maze.
They kind of, because like you said, like a lot of people then they want to say like daddy, so they kind of made it like a little, like that's my zaddy. It's like your man. You know what I'm saying?
May,
so like,
Riis, just keep him in the wilderness.
Okay. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I don't. So instead, okay.
Just leave it right where it's at.
Okay. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show. I don't appreciate. I be feeling like y'all be laughing at me, not with me. Zaddy makes you give birth.
Yeah.
That's what your daddy do.
It's the act.
Oh, you want to get some zaddy?
Oh my God.
She do.
I can't do that.
Okay. It's the Maze Jackson Show.
Google it.
I don't be liking to Google. Is it going to be pictures? Because if it's pictures, okay, y'all. Pictures make me a little.
A zaddy is just a term of endearment.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
It's like give me a. Okay. Anyway, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host. What? That's funny.
That's the definition. Hold on. I had to Google it for him, y'all, because that's the definition.
Is it the urban?
I just gave him the first one. I think I'm one
of these.
See, but you won't let Carrie call you that. So I don't know, man. Go home today and say, Carrie, my name is Zaddy to you today. Right? If I come here and see your stuff, you know what I'm saying, have your stuff right.
Hey, I feel like I could fit that definition.
That's why we're trying to get you on OnlyFans.
With your shirt off, right?
No, because then...
Wake up, Chicago.
Wake up. Don't go to sleep. All right, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I am your host, Maze Jackson. I got my co-host, Miss Ruthie Moore, as well as DJ Riis the Ruler. Now, it's Wednesday, so this is our long day. We got Riis. We don't know if we're going to have a week Wednesday, but we hope so. If not, we still got Chris. We still got Chris the Critic. We still got the New Era Chicago radio show. And we have In the Zone. Plus, don't forget, Riis, we shooting a TV pilot today. So it's all type of good stuff going on at the What's in It for the Black People Media. God.
And don't forget the green side of things too, right?
Oh, the green side of things is today too. And then don't forget, we also have our cookout, our tailgate on Sunday from 12 to 6. The flyers are up on all the pages. Y'all make sure y'all come. Make a reservation for your car, though, if you coming with your car. Because we got like 50 spaces. So I want everybody to park in their spots. And then we're going to have it's going to be a thing. And then it's going to be a TV. And then we're going to kick it. We're going to have some music. We're going to have a DJ. And then we're going to bring a barbecue grill. So it'll be food but y'all got to bring y'all sides and stuff. So I think I'm gonna throw the meat on.
BYOS.
And M and G.
No. That's why it's BYOS. That's for everything.
Bring your own
shit. You can still say BYOB.
Good
for,
one.
Yeah. We still call it BYOB for bring your own bull. You know,
or BUD. You right.
Yeah, you gotta
Come on,
keep it
Reese.
going.
Learn us something.
Keep it going.
Reese is cool.
I'm cooler. It's the Mace Jackson Show. I am. I'm the coolest. I'm Zaddy. What y'all talking about? It's the Mace Jackson Show.
It's like when you teach your parents how to send a text message.
Now I'm about to go get my beard done. It's going to be like late. I'm going to get a perm in my beard. I'm going to do the salt and pepper gray. I'm going to be extra fresh. I'm going to have manicures and I'm going to have me a fur on. I'm going to come in here and be like, what y'all say? It's the Mace Jackson Show for Mace, Reese, Ruthie, sometimes Todd. I am the host of the Mace Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Mace said, we out of here.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happening in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe.